Well, that's a nice way to start things off.
Yep.
Oh, I guess I probably should have given you control Shindu's character for a day.
No, you can have him just wander off on his with the slave captured person.
The poor girl.
The priestess who through Stockholm Syndrome is eventually going to have Tengu children.
Exactly. And we are writing a medical book on how tangos reproduce with all other species.
Oh god. So yeah. Pizak has decided to go on one of his many journeys. The wind has called him to another place, and he decided that in his attempt to rehabilitate Adria, he dragged her kicking and screaming, literally, with her.
I must go. My people need me.
Yeah.
Just remember, it's no fun if they don't fight back.
Oh. And there goes monetization, folks.
I monetize these?
We are no longer #family friendly.
We're family friendly?
Since when?
Well, you guys didn't get the memo?
There was a memo?
No.
Yeah, we're supposed to keep this PG.
Bullshit.
Oh!
Oh.
Well, that just killed any chance of monetization. I'll actually try, though, to see what happens.
Nah, don't worry about it. We don't want to get your channel banned or something like that.
As much stuff as I do on my wrestling podcast, on my other channel, I'm surprised that's not banned yet.
Just don't mention that you found 30,000 emails and we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so it's the next morning, and the bartender just informed you that Pizak has drugged some poor girl out the bar, claiming that he has to help a group of people across the other side of the continent. But he should be back as soon as possible.
Hit, nudge, next session.
Okay. So,
I was in the bar bright and early. What did the priestess do while I was just sitting there watching this happening while reading something? Probably a local newspaper if they have those.
Not much of anything at the moment.
You sowed your own seeds of destruction, my dear. Have fun.
Remember, Pizak, take lots of notes.
Oh,
F-
boy.
have fun.
Oh, Adria, yep, she was trying to fight back, and Pizak just literally drug her out the door, and probably won't see her for a couple days. Probably won't see her for a few days as well. You'd hope that she's reformed by then, but, well...
She's a multi-month rehabilitation project.
Pretty much.
Just wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your next thing that you're going to do?
Well, we're going to the Dwarven town to talk to the Lord there to assist him in dealing with the tax man.
Yeah.
Also, I'm kind of curious though, so like whether or not if it's just that one that's affected or if other places are effective. So while we're here in Westwood, let's just quickly check to my father's brewery, see if he's gotten those notes about tax increases as well. See, get an idea of how expanded this is.
Fine.
So, where you off to?
Samuel Smith Brewery and Distillery to
Alright.
see Sam Senior.
Junior. I wish I had a page for that, but whatever. Junior, where have you been? I thought you were helping out with the princess or something.
Oh yes, we've been helping out with the princess. We just got back though from Brunswick. So we came across the Baron Ignatius of Stoutmore though. Apparently they've been getting a lot of tax hikes lately. Have you been receiving notifications for increases in taxes lately?
A couple, but nothing too strange yet. Then he goes into his office for a minute and hands you a piece of paper. This
Right.
latest one came in. It's been about this, I guess, a drow with glasses.
Drow with glasses.
Okay. Looking at the seal, does that look just like the one that?
I'm not even going to force you to do a perception check. Yeah, it looks exactly like the Queen's seal.
Uh,
And
Wait, it was handed in by a drow with glasses.
yes. He came this morning, and he had like 3 of the king's knights with him. So I assumed it was official.
this is a problem. That's not the king's seal. That's actually the queen's seal.
Really? She picks up and looks at it like, I'll be damned, that is Cinna's seal.
Yeah. So seems that there's a bit more corruption. It's widespread than thought.
Was it a male drow or a female drow?
I believe it was a male drow. I wasn't exactly paying attention too much.
Okay. Any distinguishing features other than glasses?
Glasses, lanky dude. Looked like he carried some sort of weapon on him, but I couldn't tell what it was. Probably a knife. He looked like he was dressed in official garb, but you know me. Most of the time, the king directly asks for assistance, so he sent one of his assistants for once.
I'm going to pull the princess aside and say, I'm assuming that you don't know of any drow advisors.
We don't have any drow working with us at all. But no offense, that's just...
It's fine. We're pretty rare on the surface as it is.
I'm gonna go over and be like, so do you might know this one? You birds of a feather, yuck yuck yuck, flock together, yuck yuck yuck.
Last time I came across a drow, let's just say only one of us walked away.
Interesting.
Interesting.
There was no need to break his legs.
Yes, there is.
Her remains are somewhere in a forest.
Probably inside something by now.
Probably consumed. Hey, she attacked me.
Mm-hmm. Well, seems we got something else to inform the king that apparently even here in Westwood, others are getting hit by these
Well,
tax
he's
collectors.
he's on the move, as it is. So
Yeah,
I think we should capture.
He did say where he was going. I wish I could have told you.
He said where he was going.
No, he did say where he was going.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm going to do kind of based on his description, because using my cartography skills, do a rough sketch of the guy.
And you do a rough sketch of the guy.
Do you want to like roll or?
I can roll profession. I can roll my profession if you'd like,
Go ahead.
since it's technically not art. I do pretty good,
You
actually.
do pretty damn good, yeah. Give me a quick second so I can show you a picture of him. And for those watching the stream, yes, I am typing drow.
Mm-hmm. So,
Reminder, guys, I am the only good drow on the surface, to our knowledge.
mm-hmm.
Assume all others are evil as fuck.
That's racist.
Can he really be racist against his own race?
Can he really be racist based on an observable pattern of behavior?
Well, he's got us there. Anyway, so Vikram, so apparently this is much more widespread. So stick with the plan of like ambushing or potentially capturing that guy from Stoutmore.
Well, why don't we confirm with the Baron any possible changes to the plan?
Yeah.
We could try to make it look like he was raided by some raiders. If we had to.
Yeah.
Mm.
The fact that they're siphoning off resources, mildly concerning.
Which begs the question.
All right, so you finish your drawing and you get pretty much this guy after hearing a full, more detailed description.
Yeah.
Nice.
Does he sound like he's full drow or mixed ancestry?
If I can recognize that, he's full drow, no doubt.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mm.
Let's see. Red eyes. Yep, pretty standard. Sitting black skin, long white hair. Seen that before. I've got a feeling he's carrying short sword or a dagger, probably poison, so we better be careful with that.
Aye.
Yeah.
The fact that he came with 3 knights. Did you get names of the knights?
No, I didn't. They were completely covered from head to toe, so I couldn't recognize them even if they did come by.
Did the drow give a name?
Mr. He called himself Mr. Smith. I'm pretty sure that's a pseudonym.
Yeah, it's a pseudonym. Drow names usually have a meaning behind them. It's a blending of Elven and Undercommon.
Were there any insignias or markings on the knight's armor to denote regimental affiliation?
It was the royal seal. It was the royal seal on their shields.
Mm.
That's why I thought they were the king's men, or else I probably would tell those guys to fuck off.
Mr. Smith, for now, would you mind just playing along with them? We don't know how bad this is.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on here, but something from the way you're acting, something isn't right.
Yes, and it might be best we probably not tell you because I'd rather not more people be understanding it. I'd rather not as many people know unless they need to.
I understand. The princess does pull one of you to the side and say, "Is it possible this could be happening in the other towns too? I mean, none of us talked to Baron Els about any higher taxes."
Well, okay, we've got some time before the tax collector's going to come. Why don't we stop by, speak with Baron Els? He does owe us a favor. Then we'll swing into, we'll go up to Runeswick. Then we'll go to Stoutmore. We'll talk with him about it. We've got the time, so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So what's next?
Well, survival check to make sure we're fed on our journey. Assume
we'll assume that Pizak left you a plate of hamburgers at the bar before you left.
Nope, we're good. Add +4 to that. We've got more than enough food for all of us.
Or you could just throw away the hamburgers and make steak burgers instead.
I'm not throwing away hamburgers. That's a waste of food. And that is
Yeah.
They'll last a day, maybe. It's a multi-day journey to the city.
Yes, 2 days to anywhere, but you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, we're fed. That's the long and short of it.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, back to Runeswick.
Yeah, I'm starting to do a in my journal, and you guys see this. I am now writing in multiple languages because, well, they've got a drow on their side, meaning Undercommon is now broken. The Undercommon code is now broken completely. And
While you do that,
yeah.
I'm going to roll your overnight watch checks.
All right.
Well, you're getting to at least one fight.
All right.
It's not against much. It's just a pack of wolves. So let me just move the player thing to the grass fields.
Dem's good eating.
Yeah.
And remember, gut them open, see if there are any gold coins inside.
I'm pretty sure there's not. Let me just
I'm hoping for a treasure chest.
Turns out the treasure chest is a mimic.
I was like, don't make me put a mimic in this.
So, under whose watch will the fight start with? Ian.
We'll probably go with mine and the princesses. How about that?
Okay.
And yes, she's going to be tasting real combat for the first time in her life.
That
Mhm.
poor girl.
She's getting graded on this.
That's not how you murder hobo. Go on, put your hips into it.
Alright, it's not gonna be much, but there's 6 wolves that's gonna be coming by looking for dinner.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's one.
We're still at the inn map, is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, my bad. Give me a second.
Yep. Push the buttons!
I've been carrying this in all this time.
Well, there's actually a weird build out there where that uses a dwarf, and they're able to carry like a long ship or something like that on their back at 20 feet per turn. Kind of scary, actually.
There we go.
Yep.
You want us to put our tokens down, or?
Yeah. 3, 4.
We're sitting around the campfire, sing our campfire song. Oh shit, wolves!
Ah, shit. Yeah.
Therefore, the dogs will go after the cat girl.
Okay, how do I
Remaining.
set my token down?
You drag from the character sheets and drop it onto the map.
Click your character name and drag.
You may want to be closer to us. We also need a token for the princess, and she's with us.
Give me a second.
She is still a proto ranger, so I don't expect much from her, but I do expect results.
Ironically, I didn't fully stat her yet, so, but, and we'll play what we have.
Assume a dex of 18 with a +1 base attack bonus. Damage will be a d8. Fire 1 arrow per round. So we're all kind of clustered around here. I'm just kind of quietly talking with the princess. Oh, shit. So do I have to roll to notice the wolves, or do I see them pretty quickly?
If you roll successfully, you'll get the drop on them. If not, they're gonna get the drop on you.
Okay. 21.
Yeah, you see them creeping.
I start tapping everyone up. Hey, we got a problem. Looks like a pack of wolves.
Oh,
Get up. Get up. Poke.
I'm up.
Get up.
I'm up.
I'm going to, I guess I'm going to probably start this off by, working with the princess. I'm going to designate a target for her, this wolf here. And I'm going to target this wolf and this wolf. I'm not doing deadly aim.
Alright, let's...
So volley of fire.
Well, let's do some initiative rolls.
Yep.
Where's the initiative part? Oh, time. There it goes.
Uh,
Right. Oh, remove all turns. Yeah, there we go.
okay.
Got a 20 for my initiative.
Whoops, you gotta add us in.
What was the roll? Yeah.
Okay, go to your character sheet, assuming you filled it in. There should be an partway down on the core page for the character sheet. You'll have initiative, and there's a little initiative button, assuming that you've put stats into the Roll20 character sheet.
I have some, but
Then go to your I think you have a Mythweaver sheet.
yeah.
Your initiative should be on the first page, and just roll 1d20 plus that.
Yeah, be your dex modifier, of course.
There are ways to increase it as well. Various bonuses, feats, racial abilities, and background traits.
Guessing.
Oh, nice. Apparently the reflexes of the cat are great, and the cat is freaking out because dogs are everywhere.
Yeah. Fucking dogs.
Don't worry, I'll skin them and you'll get a nice coat out of it.
Oh God.
Hey, I've got the tools to do it. I'm a ranger after all. Also, Princess needs to roll hers, which I'm going to roll for the Princess. I'm assuming she's got a 4.
Yeah.
Also, Daniel needs to roll.
I got a 5.
Apparently, she is even faster.
So it's the princess, Remy, and Samuel Smith, the dwarf. They're apparently the most reactive.
I just roll generically average. Only one wolf goes before me.
Alright, so it's Remy, the princess, and then everybody else.
She's got to be added to the order.
Yeah, give me a
And
second.
people got to start actually putting in their initiatives.
And I rolled a 20 on my initiative.
Yep, nice.
Oh wait, I see 5 people. Is it one of you guys? Oh my bad. I'm third.
Yep.
I see 5 people. I'm like, wait, one of them's the princess.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she's involved in this combat.
Alright, put in your initiatives, and it should auto reorder you eventually.
Yep,
now
just got to put a
3%.
24 and yep. Gary, enter your initiative already. There we go. Well, at least the cleric's going last. That's usually a good thing.
I sleep very deeply.
Yep.
This needs to get
Apparently, I had to kick your beak. That got you up.
What's her initiative again?
Her initiative was 24.
24. She's making me proud. Now just order it. There we go.
So obviously she goes first. Alright, so she's going, I guess.
A 5, and the damage would be a D8. She's using a longbow.
Alright, give me a second. 20 plus 5.
She would be a targeting flatfoot because they have not acted yet.
So if I remember correctly, that clearly hits.
Yep.
And her damage is what again?
D8. Which you're playing D8. Seven damage to this little bastard.
So Wolfie Boy here loses 7 damage. So that will leave him at 5.
These guys are tough.
Yeah.
Your turn, Remy.
Okay. I cast Fire Courage.
Yay! +1 to everything.
All right. Anything else?
And
I probably should have said she
Move
moved
action.
here so she could actually hit the wolf.
Yep. Yep.
and I fire my arrow on at.
Remember, when the Inspire Courage, that takes up your standard action.
Okay.
Eventually, it will get. It'll just be a move action, but for now, you basically are just buffing first round.
Okay.
But it's free after that.
Okay, I'm down then.
Yep.
I'm
You
finished.
can move. You can still move.
I don't need to move.
Okay.
Which one were you going to attack, Seawall? This one, I think.
I'm going to be attacking. I'm going to be dividing my fire a little bit.
All right. So it's, is that your turn, Remy?
Remy,
Yeah?
is that your turn?
Yes?
Okay. All right. I rush ahead, full 30 feet, and attack this wolf with my Urgash.
Charge!
19 to AC.
That definitely hits.
And you would get a +1 to damage. I think Inspire Courage gives a +1 to damage.
Oh, yeah. Actually, good point. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I've had that for the attack. So what was it? 12 damage.
This wolf is spitting up blood. He's wondering what the hell did he do wrong. And maybe this wasn't the best hunt he could have.
That's my attack. That's my turn. Come at me, bro.
Right, who's this? Oh, that's one of the wolves. That one.
It's Wolf's McGee.
Alright.
Princess just put an arrow in him.
Yeah, he's gonna come over here and try to take a bite out of you, literally. As soon as I remember where she is.
Inspire Courage. That also affects AC, right?
Let me double check. Bard. Inspire Courage. Nope, does not affect AC. It only affects attack and damage rolls.
Okay.
It also gives you a moral bonus against charm and fear effects, but I don't think we're really dealing with those right now.
Yeah, these aren't wolf girls.
I should have numbered them individually.
Oh, I just realized something that we could potentially use, but it'd be a little bit cheaty to do it. Never mind. Just moving on. It's not useful in this situation.
All right.
Alright, so he's gonna try to bite you. That's versus 20 versus AC.
I'm not seeing a roll.
Oh damn. I don't know why he said to GM.
Don't do GM rolls. That rolls to yourself.
No, I rolled the dice on the sheet. I don't know why it says to GM instead of to everybody.
Just do a slash roll.
Alright.
Or slash R. That should roll to us.
Uh,
16 is a miss.
Alright, and the wolf's gonna slink back into his corner.
Spit, spit, snarl, snarl.
Yeah, pretty much.
Targeting this guy first. Thank you, Bardic Performance. You are the best. 16 versus AC.
That's a hit.
8 damage to this wolf.
Wolf stumbles back, giving one last howl before he drops to the ground dead.
See, you gotta get him in the lung.
Okay.
That's how you gotta get hit the lung and the heart at the same time. Cause them to drown their own blood.
Oh boy.
Oh shit. Does a 12 hit?
Let me double check.
Because if it does, I just critted.
Yeah, I just noticed. He's still flat-footed.
Yep, he's still
Fucker,
flat.
It literally just hit.
Okay, that means
It's like triple damage, I think.
he just took 30 damage.
Oh, he's not just dead. He's like stumbling, looking around, howling to the wolf god. And then which one just dropped dead?
This guy.
He probably had like maybe 1 or 2 health left.
He actually had only 1 health left.
Overkill. Well, actually, that was insta-death because I probably completely ate up his constitution. He just dropped. And that's how you kill a wolf.
Apparently. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's not gonna make it. So he's just gonna go into new positions since obviously he's not gonna make it close enough to attack any of y'all.
Nom.
And this guy's gonna try to take a bite of your face.
Miss.
Or he's just gonna look at you and whimper as 2 dead friends.
I think he's currently gnawing on one end of the weapon.
Alright.
But who knows?
1, 2, 3, 4. He is just gonna. This one's just gonna team up with his buddy. Because obviously he can't get to y'all yet. Your turn.
Firing an acid arrow at this first wolf here.
Oh yeah, that hits.
That's the hit his touch anyhow.
Yeah.
Still hits.
Don't dissolve the pelt. That's what's worth money.
He takes 3 points of damage.
This one right here, right?
Either the, who knows? Yep. Close one.
Alright. Alright, Princess goes again.
I'll let her choose her target.
And decides to try to follow up with another arrow. What was it 1d5? 1d20 plus 5, right?
Yeah, 1d20 plus 5.
Yeah.
That would be a good baseline.
That
Yeah, she hits.
hits.
Yeah.
And the wolf takes 5 damage.
So it's at 8. It's lost 8 HP.
Yeah, so it's
Ooh,
definitely
ooh.
bloodied.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's Rimi's turn.
Okay. I move here. And cast grease. Or
Grease.
What, like grease lightning?
No, the grease spell. It's one of the very powerful
here.
word spells.
Don't underestimate grease. It is a beautiful spell.
Oh, it is evil. Okay, grease covers a surface area with layers. Any creature in the area, when the spell is, must make a successful reflex save or fall. A creature walking within or through the area of grease, half almost with DC 10 acrobatics check. Failure means it can't move that round. Then must make a reflex save or fall. With failure 5 more means it falls. Blah blah blah. Okay, you've got to roll their reflex, and and it would be, what is it? Jim Pan, what's your character's current? What is your character's charisma modifier?
Charisma is 4.
+4. Okay, so it's going to be a DC of 16. Sorry, no, 15. DC of 15. They've got to beat or fall, and it's going to be both wolves. This guy and this guy.
Oh, yeah, they both fall.
They both fall.
Well.
This should turn into Benny Hill.
Oh boy. I'm trying to think of an emblem to represent fall, but I guess this will do it.
It would be prone in this case.
Yeah, ignore everything else. Yeah, my mouse decided it wanted to.
Yeah,
click
and I've got
that thing.
a. I'll quickly draw the draw shape. Those 4 squares are probably the affected squares right now.
Oh boy. It's Samuel's turn.
Oh yeah. Full round attack against this guy. So now I get 2 attacks.
How do you? Oh yeah, because you're attacking with both sides of the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you have a -2, assuming you have 2 up in fighting.
Oh yeah, it's -2.
Then you got to roll the other one because I don't think it 11 hits.
No, it doesn't. Your target's 14 since he's not flat-footed anymore.
Nope.
All right.
All right,
So
so second swing hits.
Oh, Kiri, it's a -2 on both attacks. Just to let you know, not
Yeah,
just the second.
I applied that -2 to the second attack.
Doesn't change the first attack though.
No, it doesn't.
Yep. Oh, you technically should have gotten a +1, but again, doesn't affect much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's also in there.
Okay. What's the damage here of the offhand part of the weapon?
I do 10 damage.
He is definitely bloodied. Oops. Didn't mean to do that.
Yes, I think the wolves kind of need to do a wisdom check as to whether what they've done with their life.
I meant to put in his health, but I think I can remember the number 3 at this point.
I'm really thinking long and hard. What did we do to deserve this?
That guy's already dead.
Yeah, I know. So go ahead.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna switch it now. Dropping my composite longbow as a free action. During my movement, I draw both of my swords, and I'm going to attack this fucker. And I am going to do power attack with this because that's just a -1. So I would gain a but because I gain a +1. So let's see. 21 hits.
Oh yeah, that hits.
I do 9 damage.
Let me see. The wolf. Dead.
That's all I can do. Also, actually, I should have gotten bonuses because he was prone. I forgot about that.
Oh boy.
Doesn't change anything for damage, just attack.
Well, that removes him from the order.
Yep.
This wolf decided he wants some bird for dinner because he's tired of trying to bite the dwarf and not getting anything.
Since he's running, they can
Yeah,
attack.
I know, I know.
Miss.
Did that include? Okay. Hold on. You actually use your full attack in that situation. What is your strength modifier?
My strength modifier is +4.
Okay, so that means you'd have a +6. You'd have a +7. So actually, he would hit.
Yep. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, you get a +1 from Remy.
Mhm.
So yeah, that would actually have been a 16. So I think it hits.
Yeah, it hits.
Yeah. Do your damage.
8 damage.
And as he's running, he is smashed in the back of the head and stumbles at the feet of the bard and the bird.
Since he says full attack, would I also get that second attack? Or
No, not in this case. You only get 1 attack. Yep, here we go. A prone defender gains a +4 AC bonus to range attacks, but they get a -4 to melee against melee attacks. So it's like having +4 when you're dealing with a prone enemy.
Alright, so what does this homeboy have to do to get back on his feet? Roll another witcher call check?
In the case of Grease, he can just get up.
Which is still an action, so he can't say
Yeah.
attack.
Well, he can use his. Well, okay. Any creature in the it must make a creature can walk, win, or through. Yeah, he's not walking through it. He's just getting up.
Yeah, so he's just on his feet.
Creatures that do not move on their turn do not need to make this check and are not considered flat-footed. So we're good.
Alright, so he's just on his feet at this turn, because obviously he
Yep.
can't charge you. So go ahead.
I'll move in standard attack.
That'll hit.
That hits.
And I do that with a quarterstaff. Bad doggy.
Yeah, dog's in pain.
I'm half tempted to try and tame this. The princess could have a dog companion. Half tempted.
Alright, the old princess moves in. Sees if she could try to finish him off.
She's gonna have a -4 unless she has precise shot.
Oh.
Which she might. Who knows?
Well, I doubt it yet.
So she gets 1d20 plus 2.
Which was more than enough anyway. So the wolf's down to 7. He is most definitely bloodied.
Yep, he's what, taking 11 damage so far, this guy?
Yeah, he should be down to 2, despite what the health bar looks
Yep.
like. There we go.
Okay.
Remy, you gonna try to finish off the poor doggy?
Let's see. Hmm. I use my bow.
-4.
Or
Also, he gets an additional +4 because I'm technically providing him cover.
if I move here.
It'll only be a -4 then. It's precise shot. When a creature's engaged in melee, unless you have the precise shot feat, it's a -4.
Okay. Or I can just just
Jilt.
deals 1d3 electric damage.
Does it auto hit?
Don't remember.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna have to roll ranged touch attack, but he still gains the cover bonus and you are firing into melee. But it's a lot easier of a shot to make. So I would recommend the move, and then you can do your jolt.
Okay.
So now you're going to roll 1d20 plus your dexterity modifier -4.
Okay.
Plus, oh, sorry,
One-
also plus your +1 for your attack and +1 because of the thing you're doing right now.
Okay, 1d4.
1d20.
1d20. Okay.
1d20 plus dex plus 1 plus 1, so 5 minus. So 1d20 plus +1.
So I have 3 dex modifiers. Then plus
Yeah, you
1
have
is 4.
+1 for just base attack bonus. Because you're a level 2 character, you have a +1 base attack bonus now. And the other one is from your competency bonus from the performance. I think bards can be affected by their own performances.
I don't know. But okay. Do this
Double
then.
checking.
Yeah, that.
No, you just missed.
Wolves just look at you and goes, "What was that?"
Fuck.
Yeah, this is the day you clearly don't believe in critical fail tables.
Critical fail is very, very dangerous.
Oh yeah.
You could have just accidentally teleported yourself to the plane of fire.
Let's get this guy. This attacking with just one head. 16.
Ow. Yeah, it hits.
I think it's
13.
dead, Jim.
Yeah. You like smash the wolf. Doesn't have a time to howl. As you smash his skull in, ending the poor wolf's life.
Yep. Recollecting arrows, working with Princess to skin the wolves.
Oh god, he has a grenade!
No, these are just traveling wolves looking for dinner.
Oh no! He used a point of edge. He activated Dead Man's trigger. A fragmentation grenade rolls out from underneath him. Shadowrun rules. I'm gonna do a survival check to skin the wolf. Skin the wolves. I
I'm
do
gonna go back to
terribly.
bed. I'm tired.
I do terribly.
Oh boy.
I have.
Anyone else
Can
want
I
to
help?
Anyone else want to try survival? Because other than that, you want to
Sure.
I can try.
Give me a sec.
Because with that, you're only getting 2 wolf pelts.
Alright, yeah, I'll try one.
Yeah. Put a dot in there. Apparently, Samuel Smith. I'm just having a bad night.
Oh, Sam just looks at you and goes, "Oh, watch this," and just starts carving up all the wolves. You get some meat and all 5 pelts of wolf, which I have no idea what you're doing with, but hey,
Yeah, we'll probably sell them.
it's there.
Yeah.
See, that's how you do it. It's all in the wrist.
Yeah, I know.
He's a master at the wrist action.
Grumble,
Alright,
grumble, grumble. Bad rolls happen.
One of you give me a perception check. And yes, combat
19.
is over.
19.
Varric, as you're watching Samuel out...
Vikrin.
Vikrin, as you're watching Samuel pretty much do a masterwork on the wolves as far as cleaving is concerned, you notice the distance a figure with 2 probably cats with her from the distance, large cats. And this figure starts walking away.
I'm going to inform the party, and I'm going to try and sneak up on him.
This is going to be a good run, because all you see is a figurette. This guy, she's at least quite distance.
I guess, does she see us?
Oh, yeah, she can at least see the figure. Your silhouette. She can't recognize you.
I'm going to pull Remy and the princess, and we're going to try and close the distance as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
Alright, what would be that? An athletics check at least?
There is no such thing as an athletics check. We're just running. We're basically just moving. We're just moving quickly.
You run, and
Victor?
give me a quick second.
Victor, as you walk by, I'm gonna tap you on the shoulder. Your speed is increased by 10.
Okay. How long does that last?
Give me one moment.
Meanwhile, let me remove these wolves from the battlefield.
Them's good eating.
Yep. We'll have them as part of our stew tomorrow night.
Now, did I find any treasure chests inside them?
Victor, it lasts for 2 hours.
Nice. Okay. I'll basically have the princess and Remy just kind of take up the rear, and I'll just go ahead, moving quickly while staying in their sight.
And I will stay with the dwarf.
Alright, obviously as you get closer, you get to recognize that it's 2 tigers. And the woman has an eye patch.
Can I do a nature check to determine species of the person?
Sure, go ahead.
14.
I forgot what species that woman was, because I probably should have wrote down.
I think you should have listed as human, I think.
Yeah,
That might
it's
have.
a human woman with an eye patch.
Okay, human. A human would increase that by +2 if it's a human favorite enemy.
Like, I see you actually skilled at fighting. She says, just looking at you, and her pretend she's like right here. I don't have her sprite ready yet, but
No problem, it's fine. She's right in the middle there. I'm probably the first one there, depending on the distance. The 10-foot speed boost is nice, but it's not exactly perfect. Yeah. It's what we do. Would you care to explain why you're observing us?
I observe everything that goes on here. Don't want any more traitorous knights walking around. And how do I know you guys are on the level?
It's simple. You don't, and there's no way for us to confirm it. We're merely we're just traveling to Runeswick to speak to the Baron.
And why would you need to speak to him for? I should know as you finally get a clear look at her. She has on plate mail. She has plate mail armor, but looks like it hasn't been repaired in like months. She has a tiger. She has a tiger like pelt on top of it, and she has a short sword on her side.
Are you Knight Lieutenant Ferris?
That's what. And how would you know that name?
We interrogated somebody and they mentioned your name.
Of course they'll send adventurers after me. Do me a favor. Back off. She pretty much says, Fu, Raja, come. And the two tigers start walking away.
I fire an arrow right in front of her. We're not done talking.
Do you really want my tigers to have you for lunch?
I think we outnumber you pretty well, and we've shown ourselves capable in a fight. This person mentioned that you were working with them.
The only person I'm working with is myself. What? Well, myself and the crown. I'm pretty much the only woman left that's trustworthy, she says to herself.
They claimed that you were working against the crown, working with them, trying to overthrow the king.
And you actually believe them. You're actually more stupid than I thought.
Lady, we don't know who to trust.
I'm gonna kind of pull the princess over since, well, she's obviously wearing the hood right now, can't recognize her. And I'm just gonna whisper into her ear. There's a test we can do to see if she is. She kind of quietly whisper in Elven into her ear. There's a test we can do to see if she's loyal, but it would be a bit of a risk. Show her your coin. Show her your medallion. Do you want to take the risk, or do you want her to walk away?
She looks for a second and nods, and starts to slowly approach. And as she approaches, the tigers go into more defensive position in front of their master.
I'll be standing just behind her, next to her.
Like, young girl, your life is, and as she sees the coin, the woman immediately drops to her knees, like, Princess, what are you doing out here? And she immediately orders her tigers to heal as well.
I'm gonna do a whistle, and my hawk's gonna fly from the campsite and land on my shoulder, since we're not exactly fighting at this point. We're protecting her in probably one of the best ways you can. Keep her moving, and make sure very few know who she is.
I see.
We've found. I'm going to pull out one of the Osmodian coins. These on several individuals.
I recognize this. I started to see some of these amongst the guard, and I decided to go on my own. I didn't know which one of them to trust, or any of them for that matter. She says, hand you back the coin.
Any reason why we should trust you?
Technically you don't, but is there any reason I should trust the rest of you?
Probably not.
I see we're at an impasse at this point. I guess I could give you one advice. Don't trust, and though it's one the king's probably figured out. He entrusted his daughter to you. Don't trust any of the guard, and I mean any of them.
Oh yeah, we've been the prisoner that mentioned your name. Yeah, we haven't turned her over to the guards. We've been moving her around with us. One of our companion who's minding her is what's the best way to put it? He's off doing other things, but keeping her with him.
He is on a spiritual walkabout.
Yeah.
Was it a pink-haired girl you're talking about?
Yep, we know she's an Osmodian cleric. We removed all holy symbols from her, including destroying the tattoo on her arm, and been distracting her every time she would normally be getting her spells.
She laughs a little, like, I'm starting to like you lot. But be warned, she has a sister. And let's just say there's a reason that chick can hit with a quarterstaff hard. She said, rubbing her neck a little, indicating that she's been in a fight with her at least once before.
What's her
So
name?
what you're telling me is we're going. I'm guessing this other sister is better at combat.
Ask Lord Els about a woman named Minerva, and this time she really does start walking away.
We will.
Good luck with whatever it is you're doing.
I'm out to find out the truth about all this BS myself. Perhaps may or may not cross again.
Okay.
Okay.
We go back to camp and continue sleeping and resting.
And there goes Fu and Raja.
How did the princess react to actually being very successful in her first combat?
The only reason she stepped up to that is that she's on that high of going, oh my god, I did it. You know, it's that middle high, like she knows she could do
Yep.
better. Obviously, she didn't get any kills,
Yep.
but it's her first time in actual real life combat, not shooting at a rabbit.
It's different when it's people.
She thinks about it for a minute. You can almost tell in her eyes she just remembered that scene from back in Runeswick.
Yep.
And then it's like, right.
Fortunately, you don't have to do that to people.
You're graceful. You're a professional. You don't take pride in enjoying doing this. Don't take joy in this, and it's good.
Take pride in your skill, but not its outcome.
Like, I understand. We should probably go to sleep. It'll be morning soon, and the storm clouds don't exactly look friendly for travel.
Yeah.
Aye.
So back to the world map we go. No, not that one.
Don't reveal the secret boss room.
That one.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go to Runeswick to talk to the guy about it.
Baron Els.
Baron Els. So, how's Runeswick doing since we left?
Well, the number of murders has gone down. The number of murders has gone down. That's for sure.
That's good.
I'm starting a school. I'm going to be starting a school to train some of the citizens in self-defense soon.
Lord, what was his name? Lord
Baron Els.
Baron Els. Baron Els, sir. Have you received any official documents? Speaking of tax increases,
Yeah, of course I have.
would you mind showing them to us?
I'll show you the one. Show you one. Yeah, give me a minute. You see him go digging through his garbage because obviously that's what he thinks about these tax increases. Of course, obviously this is some fake shit, but I don't have time to deal with it. Who else when you send a signal and she says handing you the seal, handing you the note?
I'm guessing again. I'm seeing the same.
Yeah, and he already recognized this since obviously they were close.
Okay, so you've been ignoring these.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, we're trying to gauge where this is happening in the kingdom. We've seen it so far in Westwood, Stothmore, and now here.
Oh, so it's not just me that's being affected.
No, if I had to guess, it's probably also happening in Redwater as well.
And good luck to anyone getting to Wolfston. Those mountain guards even give me trouble, and no one wants to go to the mountain path.
Well,
Yes.
go ahead.
By chance, do you get like a good eyeful of who it was that gave you that notice for the tax increase? Like what species or whatnot?
Some annoying drow with glasses.
I pull out the image I did. Is it this guy?
That mother. Where did you see this guy?
No, we didn't see him. I made a composite sketch based on the description of another witness. Did I get anything wrong?
Yeah, my fist isn't through his face yet. That's the only thing that's wrong.
Unfortunately, Drow's skin isn't noticeably bruised, but I can't exactly add one for you. I can break his glasses if it makes you feel better.
No, I'm actually serious. He should have like a small cut on his left cheek from where I punched him one time.
Oh, I can add that. I'll add kind of a grayish scar. Thank you. This is why I draw on charcoal. You can erase it.
But yeah, I clobbered that dude once. Probably should have not held back. Didn't want to go to jail for murder or anything.
Well, thank you for letting us know. We'll be heading to Stothmore. We're hoping to investigate this issue further.
And possibly intercept the collectors.
Hand over mouth. Hand over mouth.
Alright. Well, take care. Pennyworth. Pennyworth, and he calls his assistant to write down something. And you see the assistant run in, and he start talking, and well, I guess, unless anything else you want to say to him.
Nope.
Nope.
Or I just pack up and head down to Stothmore.
Alright, it's a half day's walk, so obviously there's no fights, so...
Yep, we're gonna see if we can't speak to the Baron in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, as you walk in, since this is your first time here, the only thing that smells thicker than the furnaces, and the only thing that smells thicker than the furnaces is they have permeating smell of alcohol almost throughout the air.
Smells like home.
I cough a little bit underneath my mask and kind of tighten it. This is why I don't go here often.
I am gonna put the hood up on my cloak and put on my mask and keep my head low. I don't like being around this area.
Yeah, because I was about to say, the second they look at Tank,
Thanks.
they're going to wonder, what the fuck are you doing here?
So we have 3 people in hooded cloaks with half-cloth masks. This is totally not suspicious.
I don't have a mask on at all. I'm a dwarf. I'm completely inconspicuous.
And some of them, hey, dwarf, hey, how you doing? Some of them say hi to Samuel as he's passing by.
No, well, you?
Everything's alright. Everything's alright. Keep the forge busy, keep the weaponsmith happy.
Smells good. Quality iron.
Yes. Nothing like dwarven craftsmanship to make that makes fine pretty much everything. Let's admit that.
I've never seen anyone be able to match the skill of a dwarven craftsman. Even gnomes and elves can't seem to match.
Your friend here is very smart, very smart. I'll tell you what. Because of that, I run one of the local weapon shops over here. If you need something, I'll give you a 10% discount.
Nice. What's this guy's name? What's the shop's name?
Say again?
What's the shop's name?
My shop is the Steel and Iron. You'll find it over here at the other end of town.
Do you sell bows?
I think a couple elves gave me some bows to sell, so I should have a couple.
I'm gonna ask if he has, this would be pretty rare to have, but a masterwork composite longbow made of dark wood, +2 strength.
I think that's out of my repertoire right now. And the elves that usually sell me the bows won't be back for a week, so you'll have to ask them.
Okay, I'll speak to them when they come to town, see if they happen to have it. Give me. We'll be staying at, and I think we probably already figured out an inn. I'll be staying at this inn. Ask for Vikram Kilth.
The cross bar. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Drunken Sailor Inn. Said you used to have a branch in Redwater until pretty much everything dried up down there. Alright, take care of yourselves. He says that
You
he
too.
goes back to work hammering and probably another longsword.
You too, sir.
So I assume we continue on to see the bear in this area.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys made it. And for once, he's not speaking drunk.
Baron, sir, and I bow. We've done some additional investigation into the taxes around Westwood and Runeswick. We've come up with a sketch of an individual that is associated with it. I'm going to hand him my journal. Do you recognize that man at all?
Give me a second. Do you have a second one of those sketches?
Well, I only have the one sketch of basically the update with a slight update of the scar on his cheek.
I want something to shoot at. yeah, that's him.
I'll make you one. I'm actually going to make him one on his good side, mainly because I'm Drow and I'm going to try and get as many goddamn brownie points as I can.
Yep.
You don't want to piss off the already angry Baron with a gun.
Yeah, I'll just basically make a copy of it and I'll hand him the copy. Here you go, sir.
Good. Something I could. Good. I needed a new target lately.
Yes. Do your guards follow him outside of town, or do you just keep an eye on him when he's in town?
We keep an eye on him when he's in town. Those damn royal guards that's next to him insist that we keep at least, 10 feet away from him or something. Something about him can't standing the smell of a dwarf, that classless drow bastard.
Not saying anything. I actually personally do not like the smell of all the alcohol, but the smell of dwarves. I live in fucking nature, so smell isn't exactly a problem for me. So,
Well,
yeah.
you get the way the Baron's speaking that he thinks he's a lot better than himself than even your average drow. Like
Yeah.
he's even more full of himself than even your normal drow.
Based on this, it sounds like male drow probably raised in a matriarchal drow society and somehow escaped to the surface. Yeah, sounds about right.
Anyway, is there anything else you need? Got some fine out beer right here if anyone wants some.
I'll have some.
Thank you for the offer, but I would like
thanks.
to get settled at the inn with my apprentice.
Alright, well, the Drunken Sailor's down the street. Enjoy yourselves. As he
Have good days.
starts pouring out glasses for the people who said they wanted alcohol.
Since I said yes, do you want me to do like a fortitude check or some kind of check?
Yeah.
Let's see, what's my fortitude?
You're very tipsy, but you managed to stumble your way to the inn. Barely.
Was it good beer?
Oh, it was good beer. It was just very strong.
Ooh.
Oh no. Is Remy going to come back completely shit-faced?
I didn't drink anything.
She didn't drink anything.
Oh, good. Whew, we do not need a drunken
Oh, wait.
catfolk.
That actually should be a 14. I forgot to add the additional +4 because it's alcohol.
Oh.
Okay, so it's still good beer, but you're a bit more aware of your surroundings.
Cognizant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we go back to the inn I've used about 100 times in this campaign already.
Yeah. I play some music for money.
I'm actually thinking of mapping out the routes around the city and come up with a basic plan. So I'm gonna spend a couple of days. If the princess wants to join me, I can teach her map making, but she doesn't have to if she doesn't want to.
She joins you because she started to want to know more and more about the world around her.
I'm gonna do professional cartography. I basically have probably made a very detailed map all around the city, all potential routes.
Yeah. All right. The best way to describe the town off the top of my head, the central place would, well, I guess you technically call it the Baron's mansion, but it's actually just another factory where he lives and drinks and stuff. And surrounding it is various factories and shops, including the weapon shop I just talked about. And
I'm gonna mark that as very friendly. You know how you get a discount with dwarves? You play to their vanity.
You enter through a central. If you're walking from the mill, you're entering through a central street. Right when you reach the mill, there's a circle, and around that circle is all the shops and towns. And from there will be another 2 ways out and 1 way to the port, but the port side is closed.
Okay, so there's only 1 gate to the city.
1 direct gate into the city, but there's also 2 other active exits.
So 2 kind of smaller, like the north and south gate, and we entered through the eastern gate, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, there's a port gate, but that's been closed. To the point where there's like rust on the chains.
Yeah. Okay, so I will definitely, during various points of the day, after I've got my highly detailed map, including some of the surrounding landscape outside of the walls, I'm basically kind of doing a whole area map. I'm going to ask the Baron how far they've tracked these guys outside of the city and showing him the map and what path they usually take through the city.
Hey, a lot of times they take the main way in, of course, but for some odd reason they always go up through the southern exit. One second, let me bring up the world map so you can see.
Have they ever left through the northern exit?
Let me bring up the world map so I can point out where he's talking about.
Okay, yeah. So they exit out of this side.
Right. They come in through here.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times they leave out through here.
Have they ever exited through a different gate?
Not to my knowledge, no.
How far have you tracked them outside of the city? I'm presuming you have scouts and couriers that can remain hidden.
The furthest we tracked them is through here near the coastline. After that, most of my men either come back or the knights tell us to back off. And well, at the time we thought it was royal orders, we had no choice.
How many men does he have with him?
3 fully armored knights.
3 fully armored knights. That makes things interesting. And you say they take a road along the south.
Yeah, along the coast. I don't know. No one really travels the coast, so no one really. So I don't know where they go beyond that point.
Okay. Are there maps of this coastal route?
Not this time. We lost them a long time ago. Like, that's also the reason the port side over here is closed. Well, one of them.
Sir, I'm a professional cartographer. If you can front me some supplies, I can map out that region before we jump this imposter. It might be helpful in it will be helpful in it'll be helpful in our ambush, and well, you can then make copies of this map and use it to reopen that trade route.
You're gonna have to give me a half a day. I loaned Baron L some of those same supplies, so I have to ask him to give some of them back.
Take your time, and if it's too much of a hassle. Don't worry about it. I can make rudimentary maps in my journal.
All right. And he calls in one of his runners. It's like, send him it. Writes down, like, give this to Baron Els. And he goes off, obviously, through this gate right here.
Yep. Unfortunately, I don't have my full map maker's kit yet. That comes when I get my handy haversack. I'll do some initial scouting along that road and get an idea of kind of where it's going while I wait for about a day. Nothing major, just pretty standard scouting stuff. What's the terrain like? How well maintained is the road? Things like that.
All right. And what's everybody else doing at the moment? Obviously, Remi's playing music for money.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll, I guess.
Vad sa du roll? Or...
Profession, if you're rolling for money? Or if you want an exact amount of money?
You get a certain amount. If you're doing performance for money, you have to roll performance to get an idea of how much money you'll get.
Okay. Give me a second. Perform.
Great performance, 3d10 silver per day.
Mhm.
So roll 3d10. Unless you're planning to do this for the whole time for 2 weeks.
That's what bards usually do in the end.
3d10.
Actually, what I'm going to do is this.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I got it.
You got 8 silver pieces. Congratulations.
Yay.
People were pretty stingy, I guess.
Well, remember, this place is getting taxed into oblivion, so
Yeah.
that's probably all they had.
Yeah.
So I was going to examine that gate, the gate that's basically chained up. I was going to try and the locks. I'm gonna check what it'd be like to see if the lock, despite its rusting appearance, has actually been used. Might be a knowledge engineering check or a perception check.
Actually, yeah, give me an engineering check. See if someone used it recently. Let me think. From at least your expertise, you could tell that the lock at least is not as rusted as the rest of the chain. So someone has been using it or something.
Good to know. Definitely, I'm going to at least inform Vikran about that.
Yeah. I'll wait till the next day before I hear back from the Baron whether he has gotten the supplies or not.
Alright, so anyone else doing anything today?
I'm gonna stay near the bar or near the dwarf in the dwarven town, so I don't get attacked by anything or bothered by anybody.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess I'll be teaching the princess again, increase her combat skills, as well as start training her in profession cartography if she wants to learn it.
Okay. I guess
So-
this image will have to do for now. Give me a second, I'm just downloading something real quick. I did, because I was going to have Shiny draw this dude, but I do need to give you at least some basic representation of what Mr. Pennyworth looked like. Because the next day, he is going to come into the bar.
Oh, goody, Mr. Pennyworth.
And if you're watching this on the stream, completely ignore the notes I have on his character sheet. So he walks in. Hello, I'm here for a Mr. Who ordered these supplies? Mr. Vikram?
Vikram Kilth, that's me.
Yes, I have the supplies you ordered right here, and we hand you the
Yeah,
the
so-
sheets and the pens.
Yeah, basically what's needed to make a high detailed map.
Yeah. Is there anything else you need, sir?
No, that'll be it. Thank you. I'll hand him a couple of I'll hand him like 2 gold as a tip.
Thank you very much, and he walks off.
What species was he? Human, dwarf?
He was human. Like, you've seen him a couple times already. He was El's assistant.
Yep.
Yeah.
As pretty much as some people town says, he runs the town more than Els does half the time.
I guess I'll gather the princess since she's gonna be working with me on this little project.
Alright, so she follows you down the coast. She follows you,
Yep.
where's
Profession
it, down the
cartography
coastline?
time.
Alright, she starts following you across the coastline. Before
Yep.
we start that, anyone else is doing anything?
I asked him if he wants any of us to go with him.
I'll say that it would be best just to kind of keep a small group, less noticeable.
Okay. Wait. Vikram, before you go, you know that gate that was chained up?
Yeah, what about it?
It looks like that the lock is newer, suggesting that it might be used and opened.
Keep an eye on the gate while I'm gone. Then stake it out at night. See if someone's going to and fro at night.
I will.
Alright, so I assume you're going down the coastline.
Yep, I'll be working with the princess. I don't know if she'll be giving me an aid bonus or not, but I'll take it if she's giving it to me, which will give me a 21.
Give me. Probably not going to be necessary. That's more than enough to you get a basic idea. You managed to chart from. Let me pull out the map. Let me scale this back a little.
No, I'm doing this over a week-long period.
Oh, you're doing this the whole week.
Yeah, for an entire week. I'm going down the entire path until it looks like it's getting a little hairy for the two of us.
Yeah, you go all the way down till you get. Yeah, you manage to cart everything till you get to the guard tower, which the guard tower say you. What the heck? Stupid adventurers, go home.
Hey, hold it. I'm working for the Baron. I'm a cartographer. I'm mapping out this thing. I'll show him my work. We're not going to cause you any trouble. We're just going down here mapping out the trails since the old map was lost. Sorry about that. Peace out.
I'm sorry. Don't mind me. We don't want any stupid adventurers crossing this bridge. Just go around and you'll be fine. You can tell obviously the guard's nervous.
Yeah.
But considering what he's guarding behind him.
Yeah. Does anyone else travel this road regularly?
Not all the way down here. For some odd reason, a ship passes at least once a week. I don't know why. The water is so polluted. The water is so polluted that it almost eats up any hole that passes it.
A ship that passes. Do you see anyone on board?
Nah, we can't get a good visual of it.
I'm gonna ask him. I'm assuming it's regular. When does it usually come down?
Like once a week. Usually about that. His time actually matches the time. His time with the next passing actually matches at least one of the times. It's like, okay, it's once a week, but the second passing would match the same day of which the guy comes to collect his tax money.
Okay, listen. Well, thank you. Thank you, and thank you for your service protecting the kingdom from the dark forest.
Hey, wish they pay me more.
You know what? I'm gonna do something nice for these guys. Shit. I get at least a couple rabbits for them so they can enjoy some rabbit stew tonight. I'll leave it outside the door for them.
Thanks. This should be able to feed some of us. And at least you see a couple of the guards. You can tell there's at least... Each tower has at least 4 guards each, and they switch shifts every few days. As they switch shifts every few hours.
Hey, they get some fresh caught rabbit stew. Not much, but hey, it's better than rations.
Alright.
Then I'm gonna...
As you go around and you get closer to the Redwater coast, you do notice what the guards are talking about as you see the water is more and more, let's just say, toxic.
I'm gonna put on a thick leather glove and I'm gonna take a small sample in a vial.
Alright.
Very quickly rinsing my glove off with some clean water after that. And as well as and I'm sealing the vial. How bad does this stuff look?
Let's just say this. You might just have a new vial of straight up poison. You're lucky you're lucky you moved your hand fast, or I would have had to make a check to see how fast the water was eating through the leather glove.
Well, I also rinsed it off quickly with fresh water.
Well, that's also the other thing. Like, good thing you dipped it quick and rinsed it quickly, or else I've had to make a check to see how.
Well, the thing I would have done is basically just like the tips of the gloves, not even fully dunking the vial. You know those tricks.
Yeah.
Limit exposure as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, from your initial mapping, this did not come from Stoutmore, or else the pollution would have started from back there.
I'm gonna kind of look at it at the campfire one night with the princess, going like, "This is not industrial waste. Nowhere near." Can I do knowledge, nature, and religion? See if I can get an idea what's going on with it.
Go ahead.
Nature, religion. Damn.
Yeah, religion, you don't figure it out. Nature, this is obviously manufactured, but obviously it's not like industrial manufacture. Someone or something made this, and nature-wise, it's not of this earth. Some of the ingredients you can tell are not of this earth.
I'm gonna need a mage for this one. I guess once I'm done mapping out this entire thing, I'm gonna just hustle it back with the princess back to it at the end of the week, so we have at least 3 or 4 days before the guy shows up.
All right, what's the rest of you doing just the rest of this week while they're on their happy journey?
While they were out there, I was going to be keeping an eye on that gate, like to see if anybody opening it or using it. What kind of check would that be?
Actually, playing music.
Well, I'll give you a chance to do a better performance check, and well, perception is as good as you could get for looking out for nastiness.
It's an okay performance.
No, that was Samuel. Remy just...
Oh, whoops. Oh yeah, basically, yeah. Great performances the entire week. Good job.
Yeah, let me see if I can get her a little more money this time. This time they're a lot more generous.
Yeah.
as far as Samuel, yeah, deep in the middle of the night, where the factories have cooled and the alcohol has waned. You see a couple of figures going towards the gate, fumbling with the lock and somehow getting it open and then slipping through.
So I would like to see any details about them, or
You see silhouettes, but well, they're hooded. Looks like the size of dwarves.
Oh, goody. Oh, Ty, there's actually one thing I do want to do while on the way back. I want to go off the trail in between the guard, in between somewhere nearby the northern guard tower and where we know these guys are last spotted on the trail.
Give me a second to pull up the map real quick.
Yep. And I want to search and see if there's a hidden cove or dock somewhere in there while staying stealthy. So I think it's in between here and here. I'm kind of going off the beaten trail with the princess. So I'm going to do a stealth and a perception.
Oh damn!
Oh! Whoa!
Yes, right about here. You could it looked like a bunch of rocks and broken down wood for a sec. The first glance, and of course easy to ignore. But you could tell now that a second closer inspection that this was assembled like this on purpose, like it's supposed to look like a wreck, but it's actually a makeshift port.
Makeshift dock, nice. Are there any sort of buildings or hidden stores or anything like that around here? Or is it just the dock?
It's just the dock and maybe about one dilapidated building.
I'm going to search that building. Trap check. Shit.
Crap, I had no traps ready. Okay, consider you walk into a trap, but you're lucky it's not armed yet.
Okay.
So you hear the spring, you look up, you see that the log that was supposed to smash into you got stuck on the swing.
Do I see any sort of chests or crates in here?
You see several crates in the area.
I'm going to very carefully jimmy one of them opened with one of my kunai, since I can use like a crowbar.
Alright, and while you're doing that, you might want to make a second stealth check.
20.
Oh yeah, you managed to do this. You actually look up and you see like someone patrolling the area, but you managed to do this without the. Well, okay, you still have to actually open the crate, but you're going through it without them noticing.
Mm-hmm. What's in the crate?
From the looks of things, several. What's the word I could say? Several herbs, several spices, and a whole lot of things that are not part of the earth. Like something that came from a more demonic realm, if you will.
I'm going to attempt to do a knowledge religion check. Do I identify any of this?
Not really, not really off the top of your head. You can all you know is that it came from demonic origin. Oh, sorry, I can't say demonic, devil origins.
In my journal's version of the map, because that's how I do this. I do kind of rough draft and I refine it over time in my journal. I'm gonna mark this this port on it, so I know exactly where it is from now on, and I'm marking it as Osmodian Dock.
All right.
In Undercommon. And I'm going to, collect the princess and get back to town quickly. I am not marking this port on the map that I'm turning in.
Alright, I'm just gonna put a small shape here.
The map I've made is in complete common, and it is, as with all map makers, it is signed at the bottom, Vikrin Kilth. I also include the princess's alias on it as well, since she was involved in the map making process. Because I'm nice like that. Malin Selen.
All right, let's get back to let's get back to our bar crew. See what they're up to. If they're up to anything. All right, so I assume you rush back to the inn at this point.
Yeah, I get back to the inn. I bring the party up to speed about what we found, and we'll be going to the Baron as soon as possible with the official map.
Yeah, Vikrin.
Yep.
I noticed people were using that gate. It looked like dwarves, but they were all in cloaks, so I couldn't really get any detail.
Well, I found a dock, and they've got crates of, well, for lack of a better term, demonic items.
Our a friend.
Yeah,
I whisper in his ear that one.
yeah. The asshat. The asshat of the underworld.
And this ass hat's gonna get something to drink, so consider this break
Yep.
time.
No problem.
Okay.
I found the secret port when I wasn't supposed to. Ha ha!
Hahaha.
And I noticed something that made
Boo!
and I found something that could be possibly related.
But hey, we've got a place. We know where they're more than likely going, since it seems that the tax collection coincides with the ship's movements. So, hooray! We've got all that information.
And
Oh, good. Boats.
And the way they described it, it sounded like they were coming from like maybe Redwater or possibly aqueducts, or maybe somehow circling around from the Black Forest, Black Woods.
I've got no idea. I've just got reports from the guards. Also, I've got this dunk vial of the polluted water.
Should liquid be bubbling like that?
Should water look like it's made of poison?
No.
No, it's rhetorical. I was hoping one of you guys could identify it.
Hmm.
It's not of this earth, I can tell you that much.
Well, I could try. I do have, well, because of one of the classes gave me crap.
Also, the stuff started eating through leather gloves, even with mild contact. Luckily, I was able to pour fresh water on it to rinse the stuff off, but I've got a couple black spots on my glove now.
Hmm. Well, try it. I can try an alchemy check, see if that gets me anything.
Potentially, yeah. If you got alchemy, you can do it.
I could try a heal to see if it's more of a poison that I could identify.
Well, do you have things like knowledge planes or knowledge alchemy? Craft alchemy? Well, actually, no, it'd be spellcraft if it was magical. You could use that.
Spellcraft I have.
I had identify.
We'll wait for Ty to get back, then we'll ask what kind of checks we can do on this stuff. I mean, this stuff, it's basically poison.
Yep.
Also, no way it's coming from this town. It concentrates the farther south you go.
So closer to Redwater, the thicker it's getting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That kind of goes completely against what the what was her name? Ilaria? Aldry. It kind of goes against what Aldry was saying. She said that was like coming from Stoutmore.
Well, we're dealing with an Osmodian cleric. What do you expect? The truth?
I don't know. Possibly that she's just never been in this area and never really got a chance to see it, and thus she's being lied to, which would be surprising that they're being lied to.
Yep.
Would you trust that the people that train her would be telling her all the truth?
Nope.
I suspect they'd be lying to her.
Yep. Maybe we can use this to get her to switch sides.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty bird. Messing with my bird. Giving her little treats of. Well, I kind of figured out what might be the best treat for Hawk. It would be little chunks of fat from a recently slaughtered animal.
Do it.
Yep. So yeah, mess with my Hawk. Good bird. So what I'm thinking is the day before these guys come to town, we set up a good hour outside of where they're supposed to be, where that dock is. What do you guys think? Bit of a risk. We then hit them hard and fast with ranged attacks, capture this guy, take out the knights, and then we continue down to the dock with him, out cold, dragging him. Who cares?
Should we? Okay. Should we,
Figure out.
instead of maybe attacking that dock entirely, because we don't know how many people are going to be getting off that ship, should we maybe like ambush like those guys like when they're maybe a few hours away from the dock heading towards Stathmore?
Well, the problem is we need to catch them with the gold.
Good point. All right. And it's better, and it's a good plan as any.
Yeah. Well, then from there we might be able to start. It'd be a bit of a witch hunt on it inadvertently, but we can start a bit of a panic in these towns that'll cause increased distrust among the population, which could lead to better vigilance, but it could also lead to faster paranoia, easier for them to take over. So we got a couple of options. We could, if we can, we're going to have to put a lot of faith in the Baron, that he's on our side.
Considering how pissed he is at getting these taxes, I think he'd at least be not on their side, at the very least.
So if we make him the local hero about this, people trust him, and he can keep things under control, hopefully for at least a little while. Use populism to our advantage.
Mm.
Oh, don't mind me. Keep talking.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome back.
Thanks. I might be disappearing again in about another 30 minutes because I just ordered the pizza.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I'm going to.
Yeah, we wanted to try and maybe do an identify on that the liquid that you brought out.
Yep. He got a 12 on an alchemy check to kind of try and figure out what it is. I would like our magically inclined to do their checks as well, like spellcraft.
Okay. I can cast identify, or does that help?
Spellcraft 23. I'd also like to use a heal check to type of what kind of poison it is and what it does.
Well, I can assist you with that one. Or I get a 25 and basically figure it out myself.
Or you get +2 to it then.
Yeah, 27. I think we've identified the poison and whether it's magical or not.
Yeah, this is what happens when you discover things you weren't supposed to discover yet. All right. Well, obviously it's magical. It slowly yet surely turns water into a more acidy substance, killing any and all wildlife that would have been in the water. Hence, probably quickly explain Redwater's situation, and make it very difficult for boats that are not magically ready for this to travel. Hence,
I.e., damage resist. In either immunity to acid damage or a resistance to it.
exactly, which probably explains why this town had to shut down its ports.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously,
I guess we're going to go to the Baron with what we found.
they didn't know
Yes.
what was sinking their ships.
So we're going to go to the Baron very quickly. I'm assuming he lets us in.
Yeah, of course.
I put a give him the maps, and I don't know what he thinks of them, whether they're good or bad. I'll let him decide.
These are actually quite fine. I've had maps this good in a long time. If we're going to figure out what's sinking our damn ships, we can actually get.
Actually, this, and I'm going to put a little vial down. It is a magical acid, or at least it's somebody is using magic to turn the water into some sort of acid-like substance. You get any sort of you put any sort of acid resistance on your hulls, you'll be able to cut right through it.
I'll tell my shipyard. I'll tell my shipyard to get to work on that right away.
Also, Baron, I spoke to some guards at the tower down south. Apparently, there's a ship regularly passing, and every other time it passes, it coincides with the tax collectors.
Really?
I also found, and I pull out my kind of personal map in my journal and point him, and I found a hidden dock here.
Really now. Now, where is these ships coming from is the question. Redwater's been dry docked for years. Probably
We're
because
thinking-
of the acid.
I'm gonna kind of. I'm assuming he's got like a big, like just a general map of the kingdom. And I'm gonna point.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's coming from here. And I'm gonna point right at the Black Forest.
God damn it. God damn it.
Yeah, we've been coming across a lot of things. We're considering things.
Hello?
Did we?
Sorry, I'm talking to someone. One second, please.
Okay.
Anyway, while he's preoccupied, Baron Els, you know that gate that's basically like locked up?
Yeah.
I've seen people actually unlocking and going through that gate. They looked like dwarves, but they had cloaks, so I couldn't really.
Sorry about that. Talking with my brother. I'm back. We're thinking of capturing these guys, either where your scouts were turned away, and I point kind of to that was some sort of ravine or something like that they go into, or we capture them a couple hours outside of that port, and we try to capture the port after that.
Yeah.
Either situation would be beneficial. You said early, and he points to Samuel, you were also talking about some people going to the docks. Those gates are supposed to be locked.
They are. I thought to check out, and the lock on that chains is much newer than the condition of the chains. It's been used recently. Like I mentioned, I saw it like a few nights ago in the dead of night. There were some people, dwarfs, being cloaked, so I couldn't really identify any further, slipping through it.
We think they're involved with this tax collector individual.
He goes into his desk and he pulls out a lock that looks very different. Like, did the lock look something like this? Well, I'm gonna give you straight the answer. No, it doesn't.
No, it did not look anything like that at all.
The hell? This is supposed to be a magically sealed lock. This was supposed to be the same one that's at the gate. That means someone must have overrid the magic seal and, guess from what you're saying, put a new lock on there.
Who would have the ability to do that?
A mage could pull it off with enough power.
I don't exactly have mages of power here, so anyone worth their salt could have opened that lock, but no one had a reason to, or at least I thought no one did.
Clerics could also potentially do it with the right spells. There's any number of magically inclined individuals who can override a warding spell. This is not good. Baron, sir, I have an idea for us to get some of these issues under control.
I love to hear them. Other than my pistol right here, that's the only solution I know of. I don't think I can shoot enough bullets yet.
Well, if we bring this tax collector back and expose him as a fraud, it wouldn't be that hard to make it seem that you were investigating him this entire time, and we are just a couple of adventurers you hired since you were unsure of who you could trust.
That would give me an excuse why I stepped downtown for a few days last week.
Of course, you were speaking to another baron about an issue that you saw about this tax collection. From there, it wouldn't be that hard to get the people behind you, and then maybe start a civilian watch group or a patrols to make it harder for any sort of corruption of the guards to get away with things.
We stopped hiring the guards a while ago, but we're going to need some sort of protection. And, well, you don't deny a king's order. At least I thought those were the king's men.
Well, they could be, but they could be corrupted as well. We're not sure. We'll do what I think the better option would be. We capture these guys, and then once we capture them, we hit the port as soon as possible. After that, the party and myself need to investigate some issues to the north.
Yeah.
You got it.
So we could try to take the dock ourselves, but I did notice that there was someone patrolling. I don't know if the ship docks. I don't know what is on board. How many? I did see some demonic paraphernalia, though. If I had to guess, it's tied into the Osmodian cult.
And you hear him gurgling to himself. I swear we dealt with these. Yeah.
I put one of the Osmodian coins in the desk and I kind of pass it to him. We've come across about a half dozen or so of these so far.
About 5 or 6.
I believe you. I'm just annoyed at the fact that, well, this shit's happening again.
Osmodians are tenacious little bastards. They're like cockroaches. They don't die by just being stepped on.
Yeah.
I think the safer option would be we bring this guy back to town. If they may torch their own dock when the guy doesn't show up. So I think it's better that we get capture this individual and find out what's going on. He's clearly higher up in the ranks of this group.
Good. That's a good plan. Dude doesn't look like he can fight. He probably just carries that weapon for show anyway. He laughs to himself a little before.
If he's a drow, more than likely he knows how to use poison, and he's probably coated that dagger in something nasty.
Good point. Damn drow.
You said it, brother.
Present company excluded.
He doesn't know I'm a drow.
Didn't he see you in the bar fully clothed?
Dude, the only time I remove my cloak is when is around certain people that I trust.
Oh, okay, my mistake then.
And even in the bar, even when I'm drinking, I'll kind of turn my head low to make it hard to see my face.
Oh, okay,
I am
so
that paranoid.
Okay, so he's like, damn drow.
You said it, brother.
I
All right, what do you need anything to set up with?
Nope, we'll leave the day before and kind of set up a small base camp off the road, well hidden, and then we'll set up right where we know they'll be, and then we'll just hit them before they even know it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'm going to go back to the before we leave town. I'm going to go back to that shop of the guy that likes me, and I'm going to ask him if he happened to ask about a bow of that type from the elves that he was doing business with.
As you walk in, you actually see him speaking to a couple of elves. Like he's trading like some swords and a couple of guns for their bows.
Interesting. I'll kind of walk up quietly, not obviously not showing that I'm a drow, and because
this was the gentleman I was speaking of earlier. He has particular order. What was it again? Composite what bow?
master a darkwood masterwork composite longbow +2 strength.
Yeah, that's a custom order. The elf moves her fingers across her mouth. Is like, a custom order.
I'm also speaking in perfect Elven with an Elven accent.
Like a custom order. Haven't had that in a while. Unfortunately, I don't have anything directly on me because obviously, well, not exactly a high seller here. But if you give me about maybe a week or two, I can have one made and placed right here in the shop.
What would the cost be?
Let me take a look at my price over here.
I'll go to and I'll tell you the exact price from equipment.
So, according to D20 Pro's 100 GP, so...
No, Masterwork is a lot more
Yeah,
expensive.
that's why I said from a straight up, so I have to add more for Masterwork.
Oh, well, it's not just that. Also, the higher strength bows actually cost more. +2 is 300 gold, so it's 600 and I think 30 gold total. Because the special material is based on the weight of the item.
Alright, I might be able to swing one for you for maybe 600 gold. Actually, and the dwarf kicks up like, make it 550. Make it 550. I do owe him 10. I do owe him a fate. He's a good customer.
Yeah, I'll say back in comment, thank you, Master Dwarf.
Alright, well, Master Dwarf is a good man. It's one of our most valued customers. Fine, I'll take the financial hit. 550. And you expect and the bow should be here in the shop in 2 weeks.
Of course. As a good faith effort, I'll pay them half up front.
Aye, thank you.
Yeah. So that's
that should be they split the fee, of course. Like that should be more than enough to get us started, of course.
Of course. Yeah, because they're paying half up front. It normally costs a third of the materials to do it, so they're taking a bit of a hit, but they'll get the rest at the end. So that they won't be getting as big of a profit because I know how the crafting rules work. Also, I'll probably also offer the bow that I currently have as a part of the compensation, but after the payment is done. So I'll pay in pure gold starting now.
Yeah, very good then.
Okay, so.
All right, and like Master Smith, if you excuse us, and the elf and her assistant pretty much start making their way out of town.
Yeah. I give them kind of of what would be considered a kind of standard, in Elven kind of, may Desna bless may Desna bless you on this path. That kind of stuff. Because I'm a cool dude.
They return and make their way out of town.
Yep. And they don't know that I am the hated enemy.
Anyway, other than that, all the Master Smith's doing at this point is just putting the bows up and counting the money. Obviously, the elves gave him for the swords, the armor, the
Yep.
weapons, stuff
Yep.
that obviously they dwarves can't make that well.
Yep. I'll just take kind of a look at his what kind of other supplies he's got. Look around the shop. Does he have a folding knife?
Folding knife. Yeah, I have a couple here. I have a couple of culinary wannabes that want to cook and such. So yeah, right here.
Yep. Okay. Are they pretty good quality?
You're asking a dwarf if this
No,
is.
no, no, no. I'm asking out of character. Are they of good quality?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
good quality.
Yeah, I would like to buy a what was it? I think so. The flip blade. Hold on. Damn it. Yeah, there's there. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna get a butterfly knife from him. Just something easy to conceal on myself if I have to. Cost 5 gold. Pretty good quality.
Yeah. He's like, good old Bally son. And my boy used to play with these all the time. Actually, I could never figure out how he flipped it like this without cutting his finger off of something. Anyway.
Oh, I've seen people do this before. I'll take one or I'll buy it for. Well, he is giving me 10% off, so it'll be like 4.5 gold.
Yeah.
So.
Give me about 4 gold and 5 silver, and we'll call it even.
Of course. I'll give him the gold, get my change, and I'll just add this to my gear.
Okie dokie.
Woohoo! I've got another knife, and soon I shall have a new bow.
To stab people with.
Yep.
So what's everyone else doing as they're slowly waiting for this man and his guard to arrive?
Well, we're leaving. We're leaving the day before he's supposed to arrive.
Alright, so I assume you're gonna be spending the night under the stars when this happens?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
If we are spending at least any more time in the city, like say a few more nights, I will be again keeping an eye on that gate. If we are still here in the city a few more days before heading out.
You throughout the time, like especially the day,
Oh.
the dark of night, you see like every couple, assuming before you leave, as you're still paying. I'm assuming you're paying attention to the gate even after you've seen people interfere, and like every other day, you see like the same 2 hooded dwarves going there. Some of them carrying packages to the gate as well.
Does the day the guy we're going to be capturing does that coincide with a day that they should be doing their package deliveries?
Yes, it does.
Why? I'm going to actually suggest to the Baron that he arrest these guys the night that night, so that we basically get as many people as possible all wrapped up all at once. He probably can come up with some reason to arrest these guys trespassing, going through a gate that's supposed to be sealed. I'm sure there's some local ordinance that he can at least hold them overnight over.
Yeah. Night before you guys leave.
No, we don't want them arrested before we leave because that could tip off the guy. We want them arrested the night of the capture.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'll inform you that he'll get a couple of men he could trust to scout the gate, and the second he sees them interfere in the lock, he'll arrest them for trespassing, and well, he'll find some crimes to throw on them.
Yeah. I'm sure they're carrying something highly illegal.
Yeah, this will also say that this also gives me a reason to search what they're doing over there. Our guards obviously don't go through that gate because only I'm supposed to be the one that only supposed to open it, but well, clearly that's been overran.
Yes.
So we'll actually see what's beyond the port for the first time in about 12 years.
So day before we leave, set up camp. I'm going to do a stealth check to kind of make us a good hidden camp close to our ambush site.
then. I guess I'll put you back on the grass fields for now.
I'm gonna mim some spells for myself.
Yep.
Alright, so check. Oh yeah, you make a decent enough camp. No one can see you.
Yeah, it's a good probably couple minute walk away from where we're planning on setting up the ambush. Higher ground, good cover is what I'm looking for.
Alright, so
With limited escape options.
Alright, so night passes. I'm not gonna have you guys do another fight or even risk it because you're that close to town, so
Yep.
any local normal creatures will probably get chased off by the local guard.
Yep.
The next day, crack in the morning, you see the drow in question, followed by 3 men full plate armor, each of them carrying a longsword, and the emblem on their shield does show the royal insignia.
Okay, I guess we're gonna get into position. Does everyone here have ranged attack abilities?
No, I do not.
Okay, you're going to be the boulder we roll down the hill to block their path.
Yes, sir.
Operation Dwarf Slide is a go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll set up on the ridge, ready to fire. I'll have the princess with me. She'll also be firing.
And while you do that,
Remy will probably be firing as well.
let me draw a shape to indicate where the road would be at this point. So yeah, that's the road.
We're all behind trees.
And, well,
whatever.
I'm too lazy to find trees, so
Yeah.
I'm going to assume you're all in cover.
Mm-hmm.
We're all in cover.
About 10 minutes before they come over, I'm gonna tap the dwarf on the shoulder. His speed is increased by 10 feet for 2 hours.
All right, so 40-foot move speed. Hell yeah.
We got Speed Racer over here, boys. This is gonna be fun to watch.
Oh, and I'm actually going to go into a rage this for the first time.
Okay. I think what we should do is anyone who is actually good at ranged, we each take one of the knights. We each all focus on one of the knights. So who here has range?
I have.
Okay. Jim Pan, congratulations. You get one of the knights.
Okay.
Then I'll take one of the knights, and then the princess will take the last one, and I'll just kind of, because I can fire more, I guess I'll help the two of you finish off those guys. Where Daniel's character, Carkindle, Carkindle will back up the dwarf.
I will support Samuel.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess once they're getting close while we're still hidden and they don't notice us, we're gonna fire our first wave of arrows.
Yeah, just give me a minute to duplicate the knight 2 times. Okay. And this time I'm actually going to change their names so I can actually know which one's which.
Do you know how much plate mail is worth, guys?
Wait a bit.
More than all of us can afford together.
Even if the stuff is damaged, we can sell it for quite a bit.
Yeah.
Though the gold from the town, that goes back to the town. Are we all in agreement?
What?
Yep.
Alright, so you watch and midday comes and you see one knight?
Two knight, red knight, blue knight.
reunite, and the gentleman in question at the flank, carrying a bag of gold.
Probably looking pleased with himself.
I could cost grease.
Oh, you're gonna grease him? Okay, which two are gonna get affected? Because the grease is only a 10 by 10.
I don't know. A bit.
10 by 10, you can actually catch all 4 of them.
No.
Oh, no, you can't.
Aha.
Yeah. So they've got to roll reflex.
All right. So you guys got the knights. I go after the drow.
Well, the knights are going to be a challenge. The trick is we got to find a way to keep the drow down while taking out his guard. His guards. So I'm gonna take out these two. I'm gonna take out this guy in the front. Because this guy's probably going to be falling over, I'm going to have that. So maybe we can get them kind of in a death trap, firing on them. So they've got to roll their reflex. DC 15.
Oh, my bad.
Wait, no, sorry.
I was waiting for the thing to come up. So
Grease area.
So I'll just roll 2 d20s because obviously they'll be affected by their armor, so they get no bonus. Oh yeah,
They both fall.
Bust their ass.
Yep. Then when I see those two go down, I'm going to fire my shots at this guy. Versus Flatfoot. So the first one is not going to hit. It's going to ding off his armor.
Yeah, it just dings and just goes, what the fuck?
Is this guy considered a human?
You look close enough, you could tell all 3 of them are human. 2 of them are humanoids, 1 of them is an elf. The dude up in front, it's elf. Sorry. I should probably put back our marker.
Elf.
Okay, so which one is the elf? Because the humans, I actually get bonuses.
That's an elf.
Okay, I'm going to go after this guy then, since human. I get +2s on against humans. He takes 7 damage to the face.
Ouch.
Now, she's going to fire her arrow. I'll roll for her. I don't think 14 would hit his Flatfoot.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You're looking for something
Tink.
that looks like 16, 17.
Yep. Then yeah. Okay, looks like combat starting now. Unless Samuel, you want to go in and do something.
I go into a rage and just try and go and attack one.
Which one?
Enter rage and that one. So maybe not
Oh,
rage.
he's got a -4 AC and he's Flatfoot. Also, you'd want to charge right there once we're away from him. Otherwise, attacks of opportunity.
All right, so I've charged to here.
Yep.
Rage. So that's plus. Oh yeah, that's a good.
Yep. Come on, let's see this guy go down in 1 hit.
19.
Ouch, that hits.
Yeah, he Flatfoot and -4. Not pretty. Let's see the damage, boyo.
$10 damage.
He is coughing up blood. Wondering what the fuck going on.
Carcandle, you want to do something, or are you just going to be in that more support role position?
Hold that. My pizza's here.
I'm gonna hold action. I've got a spell set off to the side, waiting for something to happen right.
Okay.
Hello?
Alright, since that's
Alright, coming down now.
plus 8 HP because of that bonus. Constitution.
Yeah, we're gonna dogpile this drow as well.
Yeah.
Remember how I told y'all I changed my spells for the night? I've got 3 command spells ready to go.
Wait, you're gonna control these fuckers?
That drow is not leaving this premises without falling repeatedly.
Lol.
And actually,
Wait, what is the command spell that you do?
I can give him one of 5 commands, and one of which is fall. And if he does not pass his will save, he falls to the ground right there.
Can you get him to disarm himself?
Yes.
Yeah, have him throw his dagger into a tree because I really don't want to know what kind of poison he's packing. Okay, Jim Pen, we'll see you in a minute.
doesn't seem like to say if it's a standard.
I can't make him throw it, but he will drop it on the ground. That won't be a problem.
Okay, so can't. No, it doesn't look like I can use my animal fury at rage power. It looks like that's a standard as well, though it's a natural attack. Would have been nice to get that extra D4 plus 2 damage. Actually, it would be plus 4.
Wait. Are you doing the whole "I'm the dwarf that will eat their heart"?
Mm-hmm. I'm looking
Jesus.
towards. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it says like whether it's like a free action I can use in addition to an attack. So all it says is that when raging, barbarian gains a bite attack. If used as part of a full attack action, then bite attack is made at the barbarian's full base base attack bonus. Let's see. Then if it hits, deals 1d4 damage, assuming barbarian's medium, plus half the barbarian's strength modifier. Since it's now temporarily plus 2.
Also, we're burying these fuckers in the forest somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
They never existed. We found this stuff in a pile on the road. Okay, guys, that's a story.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so can make a bite attack as part of the action to maintain or break free of a grapple. Attack is resolved before the grapple check is made. Bite attack hits any grapple check made by the barbarian against the target this round or plus 2 bonus. Yeah, it seems like a bite is not quite something I can use as often as I thought.
What?
Seems like trying to see like if I can do that in addition to the attack or not.
Who knows?
I think I can do it though, because like it doesn't say it has to be like a standard, but is a part of your attack. So I think I do get to do a bite attack.
Hello.
Hello.
Right. And since if I read that right, I get to do a bite attack.
Yeah. We're figuring things out slowly. I think at this point we need to roll initiative. But Jim Pan is away.
Jim Pan
Yeah.
away?
Probably a no, but did the 15 hit?
For a bite attack?
Against who?
Against a prone enemy?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, when do you get to do this bite attack?
It's a rage power.
And you can do it as part of a full round action?
And assuming if I read it right.
Wait, no. You haven't done a full round action. You can only you charge. You
Never
charge.
mind.
Yeah,
Never mind then. That'd be my next. Never mind then. But I'm guessing that probably doesn't hit.
Actually, a flat foot prone on the ground that hits.
Or it would have if that counted.
Yeah. And like I said, figuring some stuff out.
Hooray! I'm in the initiative. Well,
All right, I got an 1802.
Yep, you should do that since we rolled the same.
Plus, I think technically you go higher since you have the higher dex modifier.
Yes, I would. We are killing them all.
Yeah.
I thought you were sparing the drow.
Well, he gets killed later. He gets killed later.
Well, he gets
Pretty
he's getting executed. You pretty much know that this guy's not going to survive two more once he's turned over.
Well, either he's getting killed by his own people or he's getting killed by the kingdom. He made his bed. It's time for him to lie in it.
Yeah.
Also, we are tying this guy up with all 50 feet of my rope, except for about 10 feet on either side, so that we have one person in the back and one person in the front.
No, use all 50 feet. We'll take my rope and use it navigating.
That's all I am.
And then just mark that these two are pretty much flaring their asses so that I don't forget.
As stated before, do not underestimate the grease spell.
Oh, this is something I'm going to tell Shindu anyway, but along his journeys, he's going to find out that the reason why Adrali had all those coins is because after she kills someone, she has to take the coin as proof that she did it. So when you approach her, she already took out 4 targets, including the
Got
two
it.
she just killed.
Okay. Well, we're collecting the coins ourselves now. Are we going to catch them all? Ty, is there a prize we get from Georgie if we collect all the coins?
Let's just say some of the coins is going to help later on.
Yeah.
Woo, we can get an achievement.
100% completionist.
Yeah.
Make the GM cry by finding things we're not supposed to too early.
Yeah.
I know this is my 3rd campaign I officially ran, but I've already known from the first one. Any plans I have, just have a paper shredder ready. Just kindly dip them in. Like, for example, all the girl was supposed to do was just watch you fight and then go in the distance. You weren't supposed to meet the lieutenant till a bit later. I didn't expect a plus 10 speed boost.
You did not expect the fleet-footed drow.
I was like, please don't let this end in a fight. Please don't let this end in a fight. The tigers will rip these guys apart.
So what are we waiting on?
Jim Pan?
I'm here.
Oh, yeah. Then
Yep.
you might want to roll your initiatives.
He did. You need to put people into the initiative track.
Oh, my bad.
So Sam was an 18.4. We got a 13. Oh, let me roll for the princess.
I also got a 13, but Remy's going to be going first.
Okay.
Princess has got a 19. She's actually going ahead of me, amazingly. Again, the student is getting too powerful. The master must put her in her place.
I have to remove Remy for a second so I can actually get to add turn up here.
Yeah, I'm not appearing in the initiative list, though.
Yeah, I have to actually put everyone in.
Princess got a 19.
Alright. I'll have her step up one things I can actually hit at turn.
You're missing Samuel.
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
Everybody overlooks the dwarf. If only he was a bit taller.
Yeah.
There we go.
And you did your initiative, or want me?
Sam needs to put his in.
All right. What was it?
18.
There we go.
Alright, everything's ready and fixed now.
Looks like we're gonna basically curb stomp them.
Yeah.
Open fire!
Like, the princess takes one step up. She hesitates at first. Like I said, this is her first time actually fighting sentient
that guy.
beings.
Well, actually, in this case, you want to target this guy in the back. Split fire, unfortunately.
Alright, so 1d20 plus 5.
Yep.
16 does not hit him at all.
I guess they're not
Yeah.
flat-foot anymore.
No, they're flat foot. They're still flat.
Foot. Oh, they're still flat foot?
Yeah, they're still flat
Yeah,
foot.
then 16 would hit, my bad.
Isn't plate full plate like a +8? Let's give him an 18.
I thought it was plus 6.
No, plate is a +8.
Oh.
Yeah, plate is an extremely heavy armor. Unless it's just chest plate.
I'm pretty sure I put full plate.
Well, we're gonna get a lot of money.
Let me double
Plate,
check to make sure.
full plate is a +9. With if they're using heavy shields, that means that means actually their flat foot is like a 21.
Well, they don't have any shields at all. They're just
Okay.
they just come with plate and sword. Oh, my bad. I gave them breastplates. I thought I put them at full plate.
Okay, yeah, they got breast.
They have breastplates. That's why I was like,
It's
yeah,
+6.
it should be plus 6.
She hits actually. If you meet the
Yeah.
AC, you beat it.
Yeah,
Meet
that'll
and
be
beat.
it then. Yeah.
So she does hit barely. So roll d8.
Yeah, they were meant to have full plate, but yeah, I fucked up when I gave them their armor.
I mean, if you want to give us, 3 sets of armor that's worth $1,500,
They have breastplates. They're happy.
he just took 5. This guy just took 5.
Yeah.
And now comes the death. Because this guy is human. +2. I am doing deadly aim. I hit on the second one.
All right. What's the damage?
Or the terror that flaps in the night.
7 minimum.
7. 7. He starts coughing up. He starts backing up a little. You can't tell, but some blood is coming from his mouth right now. Obviously, you can't see him bleeding because
Yep.
he's wearing armor.
Yep.
All right.
I'm just having really off rolls most of these days.
5-foot shift. This one, full attack.
Oh, you're gonna nom the elven dude?
Yep.
Also, I'm taking a 5-foot step out of my cover. Just one small thing I forgot to do.
Those are my 2 attacks.
They
would both hit.
Attack 1. Attack 2.
15. Ouch.
Which one you're targeting? Well, it doesn't matter. Whoever you're targeting is dead. Yeah, he's dead. Oh wait, no.
I didn't get to use my bite it.
My bad. He's actually alive. My bad.
And that's my bite attack against
Oh,
him.
Jesus, you hit.
Damn, dude. Okay, let's see if you can get 5 or more damage to finish him off. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely. Yeah, you
I think
actually.
you just crush his throat.
Yeah, you bite his throat and rip out his larynx through his helmet for some reason, and he falls to the ground. I'm not even gonna adjust his HP. I'm just gonna put the skull and crossbones on him.
He's just dead.
That's how you do it.
Remy?
Yeah.
Go.
I. Hmm. I'll shoot my short bow.
Mental curiosity. Anyone damaged this dude yet?
Which dude?
Which one?
Yeah, I've been attacking him with Malin. We've done probably about 12 or 13 damage to him so far.
Okay, that's just.
Well, okay, let me go back to the right at the beginning when I first fired. Okay, I got 1 hit on him. It did 7 damage. Then I did. Okay, that was initiative. There we go. Then I did another 7 damage to him. And then.
And the princess did 1. Okay.
Yeah, and then Princess did, I think, like 5. So he's taken 19 damage. This guy's taken like 19 damage.
Alright. I just wanted to make sure I updated. So, yeah, he has 1
Okay. So somebody farts on him and he dies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I fire on him then. Okay, I. D20 plus 4.
Oh, you asked me to roll it? Okay.
Yeah, that's correct, right?
It'd be a 1d20 plus 4.
I did 20.
Yeah, it's a. Yep. Oh yeah, you hit him. He's still flat foot.
And damage is the same. Or,
For a bow, for a short bow, it'd be a d6, and that's it.
D6 plus 4.
Plus nothing.
Okay, nothing.
Yeah, it'd just be a d6. You're using just a normal short bow. 3 damage. I think you killed him.
Which one? Oh, yeah, he's dead. I assume that's the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Now I remember why I initially gave these guys full plates. Maybe next time I should make sure to check next time. Your turn.
Well, 2 of these guys are dead. One of them's on the ground, pretty beat up.
And this poor guy's on the ground watching his men get slaughtered.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna hold my turn until after the drow decides to stand up for now. I am not gonna do anything yet.
Okay.
Okay, well, obviously in their turns they have to stand up.
One guy has to stand up. That provokes an attack of opportunity. This guy, if he stands up,
And he has to. There's nowhere. He can't exactly fight you from his ass.
Well, he could, but it wouldn't be the brightest.
so crazy barbarian dude, you get an attack of opportunity on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
While he's trying to get up. Oh Jesus!
What the fuck?
7 damage. How much did you do before?
He's barely alive.
Get back down.
He gets up though. He's standing.
Probably wobbling like all heck from blood loss.
Yeah, he's wobbly. He's shaky. Try to remember if he could still attack you if he just had to stand up or he had to do something.
Did he draw his weapon out already? If not, then he can punch him, and that's about it.
Okay, so he just tries to punch you in the face.
Miss.
Does that include your minus for being raged?
Actually, let me quickly check what that minus was. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Yes, then it's a hit.
Yep.
Hey, let me just roll a d5 for damage since I expected these guys to use their swords.
Wait. Did you just say he is punching him?
Yeah, just punch them because he didn't.
That draws another attack of opportunity.
He didn't draw his sword yet. He didn't know he was going to get an ambush.
He actually just drew another attack of opportunity.
Actually,
You only get one attack per round.
No. With the optional house rules we've got, he does, but he has a -1 to the attack now.
Alright, so that's the damage Samuel took from the punch to the face.
Alright, so subtract 1 from the normal roll. Okay.
Run from the normal roll. It's called combat expertise. Something like that. It's now a free feat.
Oh damn!
No, Bop.
And now he just drops dead. This dude sees everything that's happening.
And this is like in the course of like what, 6 seconds?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
He sees arrows flying out of the woods. A crazy barbarian run out of the woods, hit one guy while he's on the ground, then eviscerate the other one, and then kill the first guy again.
And, well, he has to get to his feet before he can start making a run for it.
And when he gets to his feet, he actually has to roll acrobatics if he wants to move out of this stuff or fall over.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
Add +4 to this. What doesn't matter?
He fails. Failure means it can't move that round, and then must make a reflex save or fall. He has to make the reflex save
Yeah,
versus
1
15. He falls over on his ass.
What the fuck?
All right. Yeah. Now that his turn's over, I'm gonna take my held full round action because I've been waiting.
Yeah, the princess is just gonna hold her bow up. She couldn't.
No, hold up, Ty. I held, remember? So I get to go
Yeah,
after him. 'cause I've
He
been
goes
waiting.
after him.
Okay.
Yeah, move him down in the initiative order.
I changed my initiative to 4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let me just reorder.
Grease everywhere. This guy's covered in oil.
Yeah.
Go ahead to skip around a little bit.
And I will move to there and end my turn and wait for him to do anything.
Alright, like I said earlier, the princess has her bow drawn, ready to fire, but it's not doing anything.
Walk over here. Basically do the same.
Alright, Samuel?
Well, He's currently down on the ground.
Yes. Covered in oil.
Do I want
How
to
long
try
does grease last?
It lasts a couple of minutes per caster level or something.
1 minute per level.
All right, so
Caster level 2, 2 minutes.
All right. Well, since we want to take him out,
We're not killing him, we're capturing him.
I assume,
Then
I'm assuming the attacks at this point is not lethal to him.
yep, I'm gonna do. I know I gotta do an acrobatics check.
Well, you could go unarmed and just start punching him, since he does have a -4.
Okay.
You stop right there in the grease, right by where that guy was standing.
All right then.
Yeah, and you now got to roll reflex save 15 or fall prone. Can you move that dead guy?
Oh, sure, I'll delete him.
16.
Yeah, you're able to stand up. You just can't move anymore.
All right. I throw a punch then.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that'll hit.
That hits.
And
A punch. Okay, we're just going with a traditional, standard, boring punch. Is an unarmed strike, D3 damage plus strength, non-lethal. Also, because you do not have the feat, you do not threaten with an unarmed strike.
7 damage.
He's hurt and still on the ground.
Okay, I move here. And just down. That's it.
Okay, that's it.
Yes. Just ready my bow. That's it.
Oh, you're just holding him at bow point?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I guess Homeboy's gonna try to make a break for it one more time.
He has to roll. He has to roll a DC 10 to be able to move through it at half speed. He does it. He actually can move.
He's moving. He's gonna try to. Then he looks at his surroundings and goes, "Well, fuck." He can move, but he has nowhere to move to safely. And then he just says, "Fuck it," and sees, okay, which one of you guys can hurt me less? I'm not gonna run towards the cycle dwarf. He says screw it and tries to run past this guy. I know it's gonna provoke, so I'm gonna put him here.
Yeah. Sammy, you can't provoke. You are not threatening when you're
Running.
No, Samuel, because you're using your fists unarmed, and you don't have. There's this one feat you need to get. to be able to threaten. So,
All right. Now,
so the only person that can do it would be Daniel Karkindle.
Okay.
Hit him with your stick. Yep.
That's the hit with the stick. There's your damage.
All right, then all that then is now officially Karkindle's turn.
Yep.
By the way, he is coughing up blood at this point.
Don't kill him.
I'm gonna 5 foot back, and I need him to make a will save or fall flat on the ground.
Oh, Jesus.
The power of Valaria tells you to fall and get down on the ground now. Spell command.
Sit, boy.
Push one. Get on the fucking ground.
DC is 15.
Oh, he goes on the ground.
He's on the ground. What the? God damn it! You know where I'm from!
I don't care. You are beneath my knowledge.
I was sent here by the king to collect taxes!
Bullshit.
Funny.
We're just going to declare combat over at this point. Say,
Oh yeah, I basically next round would walk up to him and basically kick him right across the face. He's out.
So yeah, combat's over at this point.
Ooh.
So let's see now. From the knights in question, you obviously get 3 plate mails, 3 long swords.
No, not plate mail. Breastplates.
Oh, breastplates, my bad.
Careful.
It's supposed to be plate mail. 3 breastplates, 3 long swords.
Nice.
But one of them had a helmet.
Yep, 1.5 helmets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because one of them's like shattered to pieces.
Yep.
From the drow, you obviously get his knife, which was in fact coated in some acidy substance.
I'll sniff it, then put it right back in there and go, yeah, piece of cloth tying it so it doesn't open up easily. Yoink. Mine now.
We're gonna strip this guy naked so he has no hidden weapons.
As usual.
I grab his pants and I pull.
As you're pulling, well, collectively they all have about 1,000 gold.
Woo!
Ooh.
Let's see now. Obviously, the Asmodean coin falls out of this dude's pockets.
Yep. Proof enough.
I'm trying to think what else he had. Obviously, normal traveling gear, normal regal gear.
That's me checking over his shit. Looking for hidden weapons, anything.
Let me think. He might have one more. He had one more knife in his back, like behind his back.
Poisoned as well.
No, this is just a regular straight dagger.
Oh, yoink. Does it have any drow insignia on, or is it a generic knife?
Generic.
Okay.
Like something he'd travel around with, like, just in case you try to trust him, he'd try to stab you in the back real quick.
Yep.
And checking this, like, if he has, like, maybe a fake tooth, like, for, like, maybe a suicide thing.
God damn it. After doing some extensive dental work, you do feel that one of the teeth is a little loose. Pulling it out, you do see that there is a small but very lethal poison stuffed inside of it.
Oh, goody!
If you actually bit down upon it, it would have killed him almost instantly.
Okay, then we're going to put his pants back on after we clear that there's nothing in them. He doesn't get a shirt because we're not that nice. We're tying him up with a lot of rope.
Before that, you hear the sound of a glove slapping on.
Oh!
Bend
Oh!
over.
Oh! I'll let you handle this one, Master Dwarf.
He is at least at a better height for it.
Oh.
You find nothing, and even if you did, I wouldn't know what he would stuff back there.
Oh, man. Does this guy have the Queen's pendant on him.
No, he does not.
So, yeah. Does he have any Osmodian symbols other than that coin on him? Holy symbols?
Asmodean ring, for the most part.
Yoink.
Ty, besides his dagger and that one peel, I'm going to cast Detect Poison. Does he have anything else poisonous in his gear?
Anything else poisonous, you say?
Yes.
Yep.
Let me think. You might want to take off the man's earrings.
They are coming off then.
Yep.
Yeah, the left earring had another tiny vial of suicide poison. This guy knew what he was getting into.
That's drow for you. They love the poisons.
Maybe I should become a dentist one day.
Did he just pull out a pair of pliers and rip the dude's tooth out?
I noticed that. I said that the tooth was loose, so
Oh, okay.
a good pull could pull it out there. His base strength a little bit more than that to do it.
That's a perception to go through his hair to make sure he doesn't have anything in the long hair.
Jesus.
He doesn't have any poison in his hair.
Fuck it. Here's a knife. Cut his hair off. Give him a shave, man. Just cut his hair off if you're that worried.
Drow, long hair can equal weapons in it. Nope, not happening. It's
So I assume
being...
you're giving him a haircut.
He is
No. We're not giving him a haircut. We need him to be easily identified as that guy.
That's fine. His hair's still getting searched. I don't care.
Yeah, we're dealing with a drow here. There's like 8 levels of paranoia you have to use with these fuckers.
Chances are he'll be walking awkwardly for a while.
Yeah.
I assume you drag him, kicking and screaming back. Well
no.
okay.
Basically, we have his hands at his sides. He's tied with multiple coils of rope, and there's a rope going forward and a rope going backwards, and we have 2 strong people on either end.
Mm-hmm.
And we're taking him back to base camp for initial questioning. So he'll wake up sitting next to the fire, only wearing pants, and we'll be nice and give him some boots.
But no socks.
No socks. And he's just sitting at a log. He's been staked into the ground with kunai on either side. Where there are my 2 kunai. I've staked them into the ground like pitons, so the rope is tied to those, so he's not going anywhere. Sitting on a log. We're sitting, probably enjoying some stew.
All right. After the first watch, he does start to slowly stir back to his feet. Sorry. Well, not back to his feet, but you know what I mean.
Ty, I'm changing my spells yet again.
Where am I? The last thing I remember was some crazed band of lunatics killed my men. Oh God! What? Do you know who I am?
Yeah, you're working for Bane. I just kind of stir in the pot of stew.
Who the hell is Bane? Forget. I'm the world tax collector.
I pull up the Osmodian coin. No, you're not.
He's the Asmodian tax collector.
You'll get nothing out of me.
We've already taken all of your poison. You're completely stripped down, and we've got you tied.
Yeah, you can tell he's trying to clamp his teeth to activate the poison tooth, and yeah,
that I took out.
Yeah.
I hold up the tooth.
And now you see him trying to nod his head to the left for the earring.
I open my other hand, and I show him the earrings. I chuck them both in the fire.
The fire glows a purple hue before
for a
returning back to
minute.
its normal color.
Yeah.
You're also probably feeling quite a bit of pain right in the end.
I was wondering what was going on back there.
Dwarf did a cavity search.
You barbarians! I always hated you dwarves anyway.
Ooh, cast alignment. That's useful.
But yeah, he's evil. That's obvious.
Yes, evil.
Like, dude is definitely evil.
So, would you like to tell us about your boss?
How about till you go screw yourselves? Stupid commoners.
I've switched to Undercommon. That's not very nice to say to my friends.
Wait, what? He's speaking. He spoke back in Undercommon. Wait, you speak Undercommon?
I put my mask down. Looks like we took two different paths when we reached the surface.
He just gives you this very, very dirty look.
I hold up my. I kind of give him a bit of a cheeky grin and hold up my little Destin symbol, the Destin Holy symbol.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, she's a goddess of luck. How can you go wrong with that?
Well, apparently she's useful the way you took out my men without us barely getting a chance to fight back.
Yeah.
That wasn't luck. That was skill and prep.
Yep. By the way, Samuel, how's your jaw? Look, you got hit pretty hard in the face.
I'm surprised he felt it in his berserker rage.
I didn't realize he could rip out a man's trachea with his teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I'm currently using a toothpick right now.
I hope he washes the beard and gets all the blood out, because that's going to smell.
Yeah.
We're set up nearby a stream, I'll say. So he could have spent 10 minutes cleaning himself up.
Because alcohol smells better than blood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of poking at the fire again, going, so, want to explain where that...
You actually see him looking out into the water, assuming the boat's going to pass by any minute.
No, we're not anywhere near that water. We're inland.
You're by a river.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're by a small little brook stream, good fresh water.
All right.
Standard campsite kind of thing.
Oh,
It's very pleasant. Hell, if you'd like me to, guys, I can set up a little shrine to a nature god if you'd like. It's that peaceful. But no. So yeah, he's sitting on a stump, the most uncomfortable stump we've got, for obvious reasons. Completely tied down. And we're going to be taking him into town tomorrow morning. And you're going to have to answer the Baron. Last time I checked, dwarves aren't a big fan of our kind. Especially not when we steal from them. And I hold the bag of gold he had.
Of course, we're going to be smart. You're going to be gagged so you can't say anything as you get to the city. Can't have you screaming that our friend here is also a drow.
Well, I can always show. I'll probably show the Baron when we get there with you. I think that's. So you think that'll be enough to buy me at least the benefit of the doubt?
Possibly.
I put my mask back on.
It buys you the benefit of the doubt with me in all Tingos now.
Yeah.
I knew I should have brought Minerva along. He grumbles to himself.
Oh, Minerva, we've met her sister.
Oh, so you're the one who captured Illyria.
Yep. She's currently on a redemption quest with a friend of ours.
They didn't even need me to capture her.
He laughs for a minute and looks at him like, "Oh, when she catches up, when she returns from town, you're gonna have so much fun with her."
Yeah.
Well, we've done the standard method for keeping a cleric from being able to cast spells. We removed all of her holy symbols, and then during her hour of prayer.
Minerva's not a cleric. She's a trained monk.
Oh, that's actually quite terrifying.
Ooh.
Good thing I keep my distance. Kind of tap my bow.
Trained by the former hero Elves himself, one of his first students.
You're talking about Baron Elves.
Yep.
Yes.
Any current contact?
Say again?
Any current contact?
No. After we recruited the sister, she broke off contact with her master. I was about to say late master. He's still very much alive.
Yeah. Well, at least we can talk to him and figure out what the weaknesses are in his fighting style. Besides, I'm pretty good at fighting humans.
Well, good luck fighting this one.
Let's see.
It says she's one of the few people that knows Bane by his real name. And
Oh,
what she
good.
looks like.
Oh, good. That'll be very useful. We'll have to grab her. Samuel, we need more manacles. You know any good smiths?
Oh, I'm sure we can find quite a few and stop more.
Yeah.
Nice sharp ones or the good standard kinds?
I'm thinking made out of adamantine, if we can afford it, with a very good lock. And then leg irons and with leg irons, so she can't move her legs too quickly. Something to kind of keep her in a semi-hunch position so she can't fight. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good luck winning. He
Thank
laughs
you.
and he quietly nods back off. He's still in quite a bit of pain, you know.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Get some sleep, little buddy. We got a bit of a trek ahead of us tomorrow. We'll finish out the night and then I guess bring him to town tomorrow.
Alright, he's in town. Alright, let me switch you back to the world map then.
And before we go in, I put a gag in his mouth so it doesn't scream that there's another drow to this.
Oh yeah. Gag in his mouth. He's tied up.
World map.
So we're gonna walk through the front gate with this guy.
And
We're doing the perp. We're doing the full perp walk, boys.
Mm-hmm.
as you guys are walking, and just to give you guys a heads up, the fight happened about here.
Yep.
All right.
So as you're walking, for the first time almost ever, all the dwarves stop their smithing and just look like, wait, that's that fucker keeps raising our taxes.
Also, I'm pretty sure his glasses are completely shattered at this
they're
point.
gone. Like you can see his full face now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hit him with his glasses.
Yeah, we're gonna take him straight to the Baron.
Like, well, look who we have here. The guy has been stealing money from our smiths all this time. He does snatching the thing away from him.
I put the big bag of gold that he was carrying on the table. I think this belongs to the people.
Yes, of course. And he weighs over, and a couple of his trusted advisors starts dividing the gold up back into the people, taking just enough of a cut to go into actually rebuilding the town's port.
Yeah.
And speaking of,
Yeah. I also pull my mask down and I'd say, glad to be of service, Baron.
you didn't have
Bowing
to. You didn't have to do that. I figured it out a while ago.
People tend to.
I've been around enough. I've been around enough drow to tell one just by their look. I just didn't want to cause a commotion in town.
Of course. So, I'm gonna kind of pull this guy forward. Kick to the back of the knee so he's on his knees. I'm gonna pull the gag out. Do you have something to say to the Baron before we turn him over? Turn you over to him?
You shall all fall, all of you. Like, go take him to his friend. Go take him to those traitorous dwarf friends of his. I'm pretty sure our executioner will be more than happy as someone else to put on the axe.
So you caught those guys going through the gate.
Yeah, supposedly they were using our own forges, our own equipment to make that vile stuff, and then loading it onto a boat to dump it to the water.
Well, we know where that little port area is. I'm pretty sure at this point some of their spies would have already gotten word. That port's probably shut down by now.
Yeah, I already sent a couple of men down there. Whatever you found is almost gone, but they could easily tell someone was there recently.
Yeah.
Like we already have to shut down those vacs. Those freaking those beer vacs. That's what you meant to say. we don't know what, we don't know how long before we can reopen those. Brewery was the word I was looking for this whole time.
Yeah. Yes. Now, also, we took out 3 of the 3 men that were going with them. We're wondering what to do with the armor, since it does carry the sigil of the king. I'm presuming it's forged.
Let me take a look. We
Yep.
make most of the armors here. And he does actually. And it goes over it for a second, like you might want to go tell the king about this. I know. We make these sigils here. This is as real as it gets.
Hmm. Well, then I think we should, return them to you guys.
We could melt them down for something useful.
Sorry, I'm not selling official shit unless he's offering a reward. I'm not gonna push it. We're trying to keep on this guy's good side.
He looks through his coins real quick and is like, let me see now. 3 plate mails and 3 long swords. All of them are used and quite heavily damaged, especially this plate mail. What the hell did you do to these guys?
I may or may not have bitten right through their armor and ripped the throat out.
I respect you as a dwarf. We're sharing a drink sometime.
Yeah.
Anyway, minus the damage and use, I think I could give you about 300 gold for them.
A total or each?
Total.
Okay. 300 gold. 300 gold total for all that stuff. Nice. That's not bad. So we're at 1,300 gold so far. I'm unsure if he's going to give us a reward for actually,
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
And he went after everybody gets their divisions. He takes half of what was going to go into fixing the breweries and
Yeah.
gives it to you. Like, so this is about 1,200 gold for your services here, Stoutmore.
Thank you, Baron.
Thank you, Baron. You're too kind.
Thank you. Now, if we can only convince the people of Redwater we're not poisoning their town, hopefully this should be enough to convince Baroness Barra that we're not trying to destroy her city.
Oh, also, what do you know of one of what I keep forgetting the Runewick's Baron's name?
Els.
Baron Els. What do you know of Baron Els' students? Apparently, one of them has joined this Osmodian cult.
His students? There are people even I don't want to get into a fight with.
Minerva was her name.
Minerva. Barra was telling me about her and her sister the other day. They both came from Redwater, where one of their recruitment drive. I guess I could tell you. I guess you guys know about the problem we're having the Asmodeans. Of course, you're the one who told me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have several of their coins now.
Yeah. Apparently, I got word from Baroness Barra. Apparently, they've been doing some recruitment over there every once in a while, playing up to the citizens' fear and hatred about their current situation, how the most prosperous port would dry dock, and how they could, quote, help rebuild their future or some crap like that.
Make Redwater great again?
They said they could bring fortune and fame to them.
How long before you'll have those ships that are resistant to the acid?
My shipwright said this should take about a week or 2. They have to order equipment that's not native to here, should I say?
As a thought, if you can keep him alive, bring this tax collector to town and reveal that he's. Be right back, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I hear him.
I hear people. Alright, so I guess while we wait, hello?
Hello.
I guess
Hello.
while we wait, just to give you an idea what's going on, in the shipyard, the shipwrights are actually getting to work brewing out plans and stuff. In the brewery, they actually had to summon a couple of clerics and priests in order to get some of the
I'm back.
equipment. Oh, okay. I was just telling them some standard what's going on
Okay,
in
okay.
town.
No problem. But the plan I was kind of going for is he keeps this drow guy alive, and then he sails down with a small fleet of merchant vessels to Redwater and uses the drow guy as a face of the enemy, as an Osmodian, and basically cause a populist revolt against the Osmodian cult.
That sounds like an actual good idea. It'll help I can send a letter to Baron's Barra to have her prepare for such a thing.
Make sure you send it with your most trusted courier and you keep it hush hush. We don't want them finding out.
I already have my most trusted courier. He snaps his fingers and a messenger bird comes down.
Ah, is it a carnivorous bird of prey?
Yes, it is.
Uh,
He writes
yeah.
he writes down the note, ties it up, and gives it to Bird like, to Barra. Now go.
Caw!
And the bird starts flying towards the direction of Redwater.
We would love to continue with festivities, but we need to head to Runeswick and then look into a situation at the Royal Tombs.
Hey, take care of yourselves. If you excuse me, I gotta help those clear out the brewery so we can actually use them again.
Best of luck.
Aye. And you start to make your way out of town.
Has enough time passed that I can get that bow now?
yet you still figure you have to wait probably a couple more days. Probably by the time the materials come for the boats to actually start construction proper, the boat should
Okay, yeah.
be arriving in town.
Well, we should be getting to the royal. I'd also mention to the because I'm presuming that the queen was fairly popular with the people.
Oh yeah.
I would recommend to him that he let it drop during a public address that it's believed that her tomb has been raided by these people. Whether it is true or not, he doesn't know. Plausible deniability, since they haven't sent anyone. And by the time he makes that speech, we'll have already cleared the royal tombs.
Hey,
Mm.
I'll hold off that speech for at least a week.
No.
As
Put it in the speech, even if it's wrong. Even if it's wrong, because we don't know when we're going to be there. We just want to get there before anyone else tries to go in and clean up the mess.
all right, I understand.
We'll be up there. We'll probably be up in the royal tombs days before you even leave. So
All right.
you use what you can to get the people swelled against the Osmodians. It'll slow their plans down significantly because everyone's going to be looking for Osmodian cult members now. The recruitment will be down, and there might even be members of the cult who leave because of it, if they can. We've already met several that have Dioses on them.
If they can. Els already told me
Yeah.
what happened to the last person who tried to leave. Poor
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we can at least prevent further people from joining.
Yeah, good point. Seeing two of my best broomsmith working with those bastards. Hurt to dwarf right here, you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You have no. Yes. I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah. Now if you excuse me, I gotta get those breweries up and running and the shipyard's actually functional again. Take care.
Of course.
And
Take care.
steps out of his office. So I assume you take the half-day trip back up to Runeswick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I will definitely be talking with the princess, see how she's doing, seeing things actually improving.
Yeah, especially after the little bloodbath.
Yeah.
She's still tentative about attacking, sentient humans. That's the reason she had the drowned up at bow point this whole time, and now actually firing. It's one thing to attack. Well, it was one. Let me go into her voice. It was one thing to attack a man in armor since you couldn't actually see their eyes, but when I tried to fire at that drow, I just couldn't do it.
Well, we wanted him alive. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is a good instinct to have, not wanting to fire. But you're going to have to learn how to work your way through that. Always hold on to that feeling. Never want to take a sentient life. Do it because it has to be done, not because you want to do it.
She nods. You can tell it's starting to slowly come over her.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think we should immediately speak with Baron Els and mention that his former, what's the best way to put it? His former student has joined the dark side.
You walk in, he's doing Baron L's things. Pennyworth, make sure to have that house cleaned and demolished. The investigation's over, and we don't need such a grisly sight still in town. My friends, what brings you back here?
Well, you recall your student Minerva?
He goes from his joyous look to one that's more serious and somber, like.
Hmm.
And sits down for a minute. I should have told you guys earlier. I was hoping she'd see their better ways, but I assume you heard that she joined.
Yes, we've heard.
She was my brightest pupil. Picked up almost all of my techniques and skills. She even developed her own solely using a quarterstaff. Said to taught her sister just in case some wild wolves decide to try to eat them for lunch.
Yeah, it didn't help her sister too much.
Oh right, you did capture her. Well,
Hmm.
that's the DM saying that, not him.
Are there any weaknesses in her technique that we could exploit?
Weaknesses. She thinks about it for a second. Uh, Her base technique is almost flawless, but if she is forced to use her quarterstaff, she is quite slower with her attacks, provided she can still knock you silly. But she does have openings in her guard when she's using that. As far as hand to hand, I don't know. Watch her feet is my best suggestion. She
Of
was
course.
always more proud of her kicks than anything.
Of course. I'm curious. I'm presuming she's very close to her sister, correct?
Those two almost inseparable.
If we kept moving the sister around and keeping her out of reach, could we throw off her sister, her older Minerva's technique by pushing her too hard, pushing her to the point of obsession, and then use that instead of trying to find a flaw when she's at her best, try to make one to get her to her worst.
Yep, she is only a human. Eventually, her body's gonna break down, and yes, of course, she'll start opening up. And added with the emotional weight of trying to save her sister, I could see a very solid. That sounds like a very solid plan. She didn't exactly study some of the more nuanced versions of being a monk. I already left a monastery I was a part of, so I could officially teach her. So she would still have. So I guess her emotional roller coaster would still push her over the edge.
We still have her sister with an associate of ours. He's moving around doing his various cleric things. You know how Mr. Carkindle's friend is. Their faith is very very much on the wind.
Yeah, I know. We have a what we call it inn down the street. Tango Inn down the street. So I've met my fair share of them. You can also tell when he's talking. He's worried about his apprentice, but
Yeah. Well, we will probably be spending the night here and then traveling. We've got some investigations we have to do in the north.
Yes.
I'll Penwilt, Pennyworth, sir. Yeah. Just I'll be in my office if you need me. Take care of any situations, and of course, the Baron goes into his office.
Yeah, I will ask if I can join him and quietly go over updates about what's going on. Just kind of go over stuff in my journal, show him kind of the map that I've got done, let him know that there's a copy map, and I will try to convince him to join with the Baron of God, I'm terrible with names. No. Staffmore. That he should join him, and they should do kind of a joint address with the Baroness of Redwater when he goes down there, since the ports can be reopened. We figured out how to get through the acidic sludge that is water.
You finally found a way to reopen those.
Yes.
That's going to help a lot with the economy and stuff.
Combine that with the taxman getting captured, he's going to be parading him through the town, getting people riled up against the Osmodian cult. Essentially reverse the damage the Osmodians have done. The Osmodians love to divide and conquer. We've just given them something to unify behind, given the people something to unify behind against them. Turn the enemy's strength into a weakness. Turn our weakness into a strength.
You know what? That sounds like a fantastic idea.
I presume you can get all that stuff settled with couriers and the like.
Yeah. Now just to find the courier I can actually trust.
Have a good day, Baron.
Very well. The only question. Oh, one more question. Seeing that we're apparently all of us are assembling, is there any? You think you're going to get any way to contact Baroness Lako of Wolfston?
The Baron of Stagholm he's using his most trusted courier to get word to her.
Okay.
No, you're probably talking about Baron's Bara. That bird doesn't climb that damn mountain. A human only has to do that.
Oh, you're talking about the one up far north in the mountains.
Yeah.
We are leaving that one somewhat isolated for the moment.
Aye, all right.
I hear it's very secure, so we'd like to leave it isolated for the moment.
Hey, good point. Don't want to get hurt. Don't want to get hurt. The last involved in that one. This mess. Just in case. Very well. Let me call him. Pennyworth. We have some work to do. He yells out. Then.
Yeah, I leave. We go to the inn. We spend the night. Yada yada yada. We're heading to the tomb.
All right, then this will probably be a good time to end the session. Just one
Yep.
last note. Well, two last notes. One, as you're leaving out, Pennyworth just gives you the world's dirtiest look, like he's trying to burn a hole into your soul. And then you go, oh, and the other thing is you're all leveled up.
Is there a problem, Pennyworth?
No, there's no problem. No problem at all. And he goes to the Baron to get his work done.
We're rebuilding a nation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, you're all leveled up.
Yeah.
So how many Hendersons did we gain on this one? How many subplots did we just cause trouble to?
All worked out.
All of them!
So we've got multiple trusts. So we figured that most of the people at the very top are clean, or at least as much as we can tell. We've got the tax collector, who is now the face of the Osmodian cult, that sniveling little shit that everyone can hate. And we can unify everyone against them while simultaneously bringing trade online, though it won't be as good as before because they've got to use specially built boats for it. But hey, it's better than nothing.
At least until they can find a way to clean the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get 5,000 clerics, and they all cast Purify Water.
Well, right now, some of the clerics are working in Stoutmore to clean out the breweries of that same mess.
Yep. They'll work on it. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That'll only take them like a few days to purify it. They can purify like massively.
Yep. The thing is, Purify food and drink is instantaneous and permanent, I believe. And it does quite a bit the higher level you go.
Yeah, but you also have to realize they have to purify the equipment as well.
Yep, so it's a couple of days of work, but hey, we can get a couple thousand clerics, and they'll all do it simultaneously in boats, all floating in this water, and then the ocean gets cleaned instantly.
And
Yeah.
it's all and we uncovered all these plot points because I decided, hey, instead of just going right back to Runeswick, how about we go to my dad and see if he got any of those taxes?
Yeah, we figured out that multiple people are getting involved. We've got the tax man, who everyone's going to hate because they were stupid enough to use a drow. Don't use a drow as your face man! Unless you're dealing with other drow. And in that case, if it's matriarchal, use a female drow.
Well, they figured they'd be more afraid of the armored men than the drow. The drow is just their most trusted person that can actually crunch numbers.
Yep.
Oh.
And because I decided to take a look at those chains and that lock.
Yep. So basically what's happened is we've basically thrown at least 4 different monkey wrenches into the Osmodian cult's works.
Now, there will be retaliation, of course, but for now.
We've now got the possibility of a unified army. The idea has been put in the head of producing civilian watches, which will have lower corruption than the guards. Because of patriotic fervor.
Yeah.
Which we're putting behind the barons who are showing their loyalty to the king, which is good because then the king can start waving that flag of the king's emblem. Then it's going to be much harder not only to recruit, but also to trust potential recruits because some of them might be trying to infiltrate to get information out.
Pretty much. And with all that said, I probably should stop this recording.
Yes.
Hmm.